What's up, everybody? My name's Quin. I spent 30 years reading this shit, and I believed it for like 15-ish of them.
I'm Jasper. I've never read this book once. It's the Bible.
I'm going to tell them about it. It's going to get weird.
It's going to get real weird. Okay, so where did we leave off?
We left off, God murdered everything.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
The flood.
Yeah.
That was
And he jerked off to the smell of burning animals.
the soothing smell of dead things.
Uh-huh. You remember.
God, why was it soothing? What chapter was that? Because I want to see if mine's...
Like
I brought my own Bible this time. I'm planning on having a collection of Bibles now. I want to, every time I come here to record this show,
You want to have a new Bible?
I want to go to Goodwill and get a new Bible.
Okay. I mean, just have a stack of them.
That'd be funny.
That'd be hilarious.
It'd be weird because
But it'd be good.
because we've already gotten the people on Instagram wanting, like, all the religious people who are like Jesus is cool on Instagram are like following us. And
That's all the people that follow us.
that's it.
Mhm.
That's all we have.
Yeah.
And then they're sending us fucking, what's it called? Discounts on merch, and I kind of want to buy it, but I also don't want to support their businesses because I don't know what they do.
No.
I don't
No.
know. But
They claim to support kids in Uganda. I'd rather just like find a charity that definitely does something
yeah,
and give them $60.
absolutely.
We
Fuck.
give kids Bibles. They don't need those. Can I have a charity that gives them shoes or like tampons or like something helpful?
My friend needs $800 for an operation on her teeth. I'd rather
Yeah.
give her money for that because I know her,
Right.
and she's going through a lot.
Yeah.
So, and teeth pain is the worst pain.
It's actually, yeah,
Ugh.
the absolute worst.
Where's the soothing smell of dead animal? Ooh, I got little markers for my paragraphs. I don't know why mine has that, but
It might be just a typo.
you have 3 typos next to each other.
There's the Bible. There's a lot of shit
And
there. That's
fucking
weird.
8:15 and 8:20. Or is it at every 5? No, because
Maybe.
that's one at 9:08. Okay, fine.
We're never gonna figure this out.
No, all right.
The soothing smells of bullshit was at the end of chapter 8.
Okay, so we're on chapter 9 now.
Yeah. So at the end of that chapter, there were 8 people in the world.
Sure,
Yeah, because you know how God killed everybody.
killed everyone.
And then there was Noah and his wife,
Right.
and then Noah's 3 kids and their wives.
Is this gonna be one of those situations again where Adam and Eve were the only people, and then there were other people, and now Noah and his family are the only people, and now there are gonna be other people? Is that happening again?
Yeah, it's happening again, except this time God explicitly says, multiply and fill the earth,
Okay.
which I did a quick Google.
Mm-hmm.
And the estimates I found say that to preserve genetic diversity and create a healthy species, you would need roughly 5,000 to 10,000 humans. Somewhere in that.
I'm gonna be real honest.
Uh-huh.
My perspective on God, 6 pages into the Bible, doesn't really care too much about diversity. He doesn't
That's
care
fair.
about too much other than animals dying and those animals also being people.
Do you think that if it had worked out that Adam had banged like a cow and made like a cow baby, God would have just been like, I guess that works for you. Cool.
Yeah, probably. But I don't think he would have cared.
Yeah.
I don't think he cares about diversity, but I don't think he's against it. He doesn't seem like...
He doesn't have strong feelings.
No, not at all. He doesn't give a shit.
God tells him that every animal will fear them and they're under human control.
Okay. Wait, what?
I love that you blindly accept it.
Dude, I'm like a full-fledged Christian now. Just like, yep, that makes sense. No, I gotta remember. Wow, it's like, I get it. I really didn't get like certain parts of religion for the longest time as a child. I was just curious. And now you're just like, and so we're supposed to torture animals. I'm like, yeah, okay. Got it. That's who we are.
Okay, cool.
That's what we do. Okay.
But you're not allowed to eat animals that have lifeblood in them. Chapter 9, verse 5.
Oh, what? Mine says something different, but it's the same, and it's weirder.
What is yours say?
And surely your blood of your lives will I require. At the hand of every beast will I require it. And at the hand of man, at the hand of every man's brother, will I require the life of man. That...
Why is this the same book? Give me this thing.
This is the same book.
9-5.
No, now the roles are reversed now. Now you're not gonna believe the things when I read them.
Oh, That okay, sorry. I wrote that down wrong. It's 9:4.
Oh, okay,
That's
cool.
why. Yeah.
Okay.
The flesh of life thereof, which is the blood thereof, ye shall not eat. So like
Oh my god, I shouldn't have brought this. This one's even more confusing.
so here's the thing. It makes sense because this is a book that's essentially teaching people that have no technology how to live, right? Like that's really at the end of the day, that's what it is.
Sure.
Like this is why things are the way they are.
Mm-hmm.
Disease exists. If you don't cook meat, then you're gonna get parasites and shit. So that's why it says it. But just the term lifeblood makes no fucking sense. Like drain the blood? Like don't be vampires?
Yeah.
Nosferatu's a dick?
Don't drink the blood.
No. Have you seen the trailer for that Nosferatu TV show with Zachary Quinto?
No.
It's on AMC and it looks really weird because he's the CEO of Christmas Land, but it's also a very gory vampire movie.
What the fuck is Christmas?
I don't know.
Oh, I'm like, okay.
No.
Oh.
I'm not. The first time I saw the trailer, it was like, "Do you want to come to Christmas Land?" I was like, "You shouldn't say that ominously. There's nothing scary about that."
I do want to go to Christmas.
Yeah,
Land.
it sounds great.
Yes, I do. Am I supposed to be afraid? Sounds great.
Oh, so I fucked up and I wrote 9-5 twice. 9-5 is actually the best one because it's all murder is illegal. Even animals that kill people are to be punished by death.
But
So we live in a world. Bless you. The stupid made you sneeze.
I know, it's so dumb.
Where
What is this bullshit?
the death penalty works on animals. So like a bear's gonna maul you and you're gonna kill it, and then other bears gonna be like, "Oh shit, that's what happens."
Ah,
Fuck. Okay.
Oh, man,
No
we
more
can't do
killing
that.
people.
Can't
Shit.
be doing that. New bear law. Order in bear court. Oh man.
God reminds them to have kids again.
He is just a horny bitch.
He is. Well, he's been jerking it to all the death for
That's what
so
I'm
long.
saying. He's just like, oh, I'm tired of. I want something new. I'm tired of jerking into all this death. How about you guys fuck? I guess I'll jerk off.
Shit.
This man, this deity is inconsistent. See, okay,
Yeah,
so
let's hear it.
let's
Let's
like
break it down. We've only got like some more shit to go.
we only got 3 verses in.
7.
Like even talking about like the writing, specifically talking about how this is written.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm fine. Everything's good. It's not too early, and I didn't wake up like an hour before I needed to be here. Fuck. So the writing style in this is strange because it makes God seem like he's 7 different characters.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Because he's like, oh, well, you should kill this thing. Hey, I didn't say you should kill that thing. Hey, I'm gonna kill everybody on the earth. What are you doing killing your brother? That's bad. Like he is all over the place.
Yeah.
And like it's poorly written. We're
Yeah.
6 pages in. None of it's making any sense. And like you look at Greek mythology, Zeus was the same.
Yeah.
All
he was
the
an insane
time.
prick, but he was the same all the time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, he wasn't great. He wasn't awesome. But like every god had their own character archetype that like was solid and was
Right.
consistent
Yeah.
and was thorough and true.
Mhm.
And like 'cause Zeus wanted to fuck. Zeus turned into a bird.
Everything.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He was about it. He would fuck himself if he could. I'm sure if you look deep enough.
I'm blown away that there's not a story where he like finds a way to like split himself in half so he can suck his own dick.
Me too. To be honest,
Genuinely.
because that's his character.
Yeah, that's
But,
his bit.
like 6 pages into Book of Genesis. God is inconsistent as hell. Don't know what he wants.
It doesn't stop being. I was gonna say it doesn't change, but like it does. But that's the point. It keeps changing. Never stop changing.
I want to know what God's journey is as a deity. Why? How come he doesn't have to change as and his morals? How come he's good?
He does apologize for like a lot of the shitty stuff he
Are
did.
you
like,
making me an atheist? Because I wasn't. I was open-minded. I like the idea of magic. I want there to be a big man in the sky. But now I don't know. Now I'm angry.
They say the best way to become an atheist is to read the Bible. So
Is that what they say?
Yeah.
Are you recruiting me?
no, I'm just telling you what the book says.
What book?
This one.
All right. What we've been reading.
Why are we fighting?
I don't know. We're not really fighting. I'm just shocked. Okay. I'm sorry. Okay.
It's okay.
We gotta-
No, okay.
There's so much book. We
So
have
much.
so much to do.
There's got to be a point where we get to where like with this whole chunk we can just skip.
Oh, we could just let's go.
I want to apologize really quick because last week I told you that remember I was like, oh, when you're a little kid they tell you like the rainbow is God's promise
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
to never
yeah.
murder everybody. That is in here.
Oh, okay.
It's verse 13. We just didn't get to it last week because I stopped arbitrarily.
We're
doing some
skipping
research.
like 5 verses.
We're skipping 2 because God promises not to kill everything again in verse 11 and then does rainbows in 13.
Well, what happens in 12? Okay, I want this to be a verbatim reading of the Bible.
We'll finish Genesis. We're roughly in our 60s.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, let's keep going. So the rainbow thing is in here. I do set my bow in the cloud, and it shall be a token of a covenant between me and the earth. Man, this one's even harder to read than yours. I really need to.
Well, but I like having the old version and my version. God's like, sup, bitches?
What's up, y'all? Rainbows is fucking neat. And this is, and thine rainbows shall be equipped to thine skies.
Verily did God decree.
And it shall come to pass.
In verse 15, God reminds Noah that the rainbow will remind God not to murder everybody again. He's like, hey, Noah, just so you know, this is for me.
He's like talking to Noah. I shall put the rainbow in the sky as a reminder that I will not murder the world again. And Noah's like, dude, that's so nice of you to give us that. He's like, not for you, for me, because I want to kill you guys.
So bad.
He's like, it's like tying a bow around your finger. What's this for again? Oh yeah, don't murder the world.
Oh yeah, and then the next verse he says it again. He says, when I see the rainbow, I will remember not to kill you.
Wow.
Verse 17 says it again.
Oh, 7. Because 15, 16, and 17 are all saying it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And I won't kill people. Okay, cool. Thanks, God. And this rainbow will remind me not to kill you guys again.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for promising.
Every time I see all these beautiful colors, I will tell myself not to murder you.
I'm getting very uncomfortable because I
know.
feel like you're reminding yourself a lot to the point where I'm wondering if this is actually going to work out.
Not going to kill you guys.
Is this our relationship now?
I promise I won't.
Just gonna say I won't kill you.
I'm not gonna do it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Should we go?
You should leave. Is he gone? Is he gone? Is he gone? Okay, thank God.
Everybody in the entire planet came from Noah's 3 kids. Verse 19.
Yep. Is that gonna get old for people watching it?
Better not, because I love it.
It's like there's no. Yep.
So I'm gonna tell you a little story now, because this is my favorite. You know how you're talking about getting Bible verse tattoos?
Yeah.
I think I found the verse.
423 Genesis.
I think I found the verse that I'm gonna get.
Okay. All right.
What I'm
We
gonna
should get
I'm
matching
gonna tell you
tattoos
the
about
story.
our favorite Bible
Yeah,
verse.
we should. I'm gonna tell you the story, and then I'll tell you my favorite verse.
Okay.
So after the flood, Noah's had a good long life, right? And he's like, I'm retired to the country.
Did he? I don't know if I missed this part before,
Mhm,
but
yeah.
is he lives? He's 600.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
okay.
So he retires to the country.
And he starts a little vineyard.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. He just kind of, I mean, like, you saw all the death and everything. You're like, I have horrific PTSD. I think I'm going to make some drinks and just chill.
It's like the opposite of what Thanos did.
Exactly.
He watched the whole world die, and he's like, he's like a nice Thanos.
Yeah, basically.
He's a victim of Thanos if Thanos were Thanos' victim. He's like, man, that foe is fucked up. I'm gonna go chill on a farm now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make some wine.
So he makes some wine.
Chill out. Jesus Christ.
And one day, not yet. And one day he drinks a little too much, as one is wont to do.
After you see the whole world die.
Right, exactly. And he goes to his tent, which took 7,000 years to invent. I will never let that go.
No, you shouldn't. Because what the fuck was cities?
And he passes out naked in his tent.
Yeah, that's par for the course.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
Ham, his son, is like, hey, I haven't seen my dad in a bit. I'm busy populating the earth, so obviously we don't get a lot
With
of time
whom?
together. His wife.
Whom? Was she on the boat?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And so he goes to visit his dad, and he walks into the tent, and he sees his dad's dick, and he's like, didn't need that shit. He goes outside, and he tells his brothers, like, hey, guys, dad drank a little too much. We should go cover his dick. So his brothers pick up a blanket, walk into the tent backwards to avoid seeing the dad dick and cover him up. we'll get just let's do it.
Okay.
And they come back out and they're like, "Hey man, we covered his dick up, so it's all good. Like we can
in
dip
the
out."
Bible?
And Noah wakes up and goes, "Are you telling my kid saw my fucking dick? I'm cursing every one of his children. The Canaanites are fucked forever. Fuck him for seeing my dick."
Noah from Noah's Ark.
Gets hammered in his vineyard, passes out naked in his tent. His kid sees his dick, and then he curses his kid's descendants forever.
But that's like a third of the world. I mean, there's a lot of other things that's wrong with this because this is
Where do you want to start?
this is the bedrock of our society. I'm going to keep saying it because in this book, a 600-year-old man, drunk off his ass, naked in a tent, throws a tantrum because his son accidentally saw his penis.
I looked up a shitload of translations on this, and it's pretty much it's all the same thing. The only thing that's different from what I told you in some translations is it's possible that they meant Canaan is actually Ham's son.
Okay.
So it's possible that, like, the translation says, like, his smallest son.
This says Ham, the father of Canaan.
Yeah, there's a lot of people making a lot of weird arguments. I'm just letting you know there's people that think it
Okay.
was Canaan that saw the dick. But I did read one where they kept calling it a violation. Like Noah was violated. But they don't actually explicitly say how they got that out of the words.
Okay.
So, like, they consider being seen naked a violation to that degree, I guess.
But like a couple generations ago, they didn't even know they were naked.
Right.
This is okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Can I read the story
Please
you just
do.
said verbatim?
Yeah,
because I'm very interested.
Starts
in
at 9:20.
and this is like the old school language,
Yeah.
so this is gonna be fun. Okay, starting at 9:20. And Noah began to be, it was italicized, an husbandman. And Noah began to be an husbandman, and he planted a vineyard, and he drank of the wine, and was drunken, and he was uncovered within his tent. And Ham, the father of Canaan, saw the nakedness of his father, and told his two brethren without. And Shem and Japheth. Wow, that made me look real dumb. Japheth took a garment and laid it upon both their shoulders, and went backward and covered the nakedness of their father, and their faces were, italicized, backward, and they saw not of their father's nakedness. And Noah awoke from his wine and knew what his younger son had done unto him. And he said, "Cursed be Canaan, a servant of servants shall he be unto his brethren." And he said, "Blessed be the Lord God of Shem, and Canaan shall be his servant. God shall enlarge Japheth, and he shall dwell in the tents of Shem, and Canaan shall be his servant." And Noah lived after the flood 350 years, and all the days of Noah were 950 years. And he died.
He cursed an entire bloodline because they saw his dick.
So which one do you want to get tattooed on your body?
The one where he sees his dad's dick. So I guess 922.
920. Yeah, no, absolutely. 100%. Ooh, a good one to get tattooed. I like how this has slowly become a tattoo podcast about the Bible. A good one to get tattooed to make fun of people is 921. And he drank of the wine and was drunken, and he was uncovered within his tent. Fucking ball out, y'all. 921. in the fucking Bible. Get naked in a tent. Get drunk and naked in a tent.
Feels like it should be part of Get Swifty. Get swifty, get naked and drunk in a tent.
Get swifty. Get drunk, get naked in a tent. Get swifty.
That's all I've got. Like, for,
Wow.
I don't know if
Wow.
you have anything to contribute to that story.
What the fuck could I add to that?
don't
It's
know.
a brilliant story.
It is.
Oh my god. Okay, chapter 10.
Chapter 10 is mostly. I honestly just wrote chapter 10 is all names. If you want to go through it, you can, but it's basically just like listing generations of people. Like this person had this person had this person had this person.
I'll look real quick.
Yeah.
I would like to skip
Skim.
as much things as possible.
Yeah, I'm gonna read my notes while you go through that, so I know where we're going.
Sons of Japheth and Gomer, Magog and Madai, Javan, Tubal. Is it another Tubal or was that Jubal before?
There was Tubal and Jubal, but no, there's probably another Tubal.
Another Tubal? You guys, come on. Throw in a Frank. And Meshech and Tiris, sons of Gomer. Wow, that's a dope name. Ashkenaz? Ashkenaz.
See, I have read this.
Nah, he's fucking read the shit out of this. And Aripathath and Togarma, sons of Javan, Elishash, and Tashishish, and Kittim, and Danamim. And these were the isles of Gentiles, divided in their lands. Everyone at the tongue of
Gentiles.
them. I said Gentiles. Sons of Ham, Cush,
Sons of Ham.
Mizraim,
Mark.
Phut, and Canaan. I like Cush and Phut.
You would. I don't even know what that means.
No, it makes sense. Sons of Cush, Seba, Haviel, Sebath. Seba and Sebath.
I'm gonna be honest with you. 97% of this we're never coming back to.
No, that's fair. I'm just trying to like, and all these names are kind of fun. Nimrod.
Yeah, there's Nimrod.
Nimrod. Because I read somewhere that like Bugs Bunny accidentally made Nimrod a synonym for idiot because
Yeah.
Nimrod is a hunter.
He was a hunter in Greek.
No, he began Nimrod. He began to be a mighty one in the earth. He was a mighty hunter
I
before
thought
the
that's
Lord.
Greek mythology. Okay.
Wherever it is said, even as Nimrod, the mighty hunter before the Lord. It said
That's
that
right,
twice.
because he was calling Elmer Fudd Nimrod as like ironically,
Yeah.
like you're shitty.
You're such a
but-
good hunter,
Yeah,
Nimrod.
but then people had never read the Bible. We're just like,
Like,
fuck it, guess it's an
Fucking
idiot.
Nimrod. I thought people read the Bible back then. Turns out they did not.
Well, no, but I mean, can you honestly tell me anyone's really read the Bible after fucking 11 chapters of this shit?
That's why we're doing this.
Yeah.
That's the whole point of the
Nuh-uh.
show. It's like, oh, is that what we're doing?
Yeah.
Because no one's read the Bible?
No one's ever done this.
Because people didn't realize that Noah cursed a third of all humankind because his son accidentally saw his penis. When really it's Noah's fault. He got drunk in a fucking tent and took his clothes off.
Yeah.
And his son was like, Dad, can I have the keys? Whoa.
That is.
Okay, yeah, so these are all people.
Yep.
Up until like,
It's all at chapter 10.
oh
Pretty-
shit.
The very end of chapter 10, I think it does like a little like fade to black like it did before Noah. Remember when it was like people and people and people and people. When Noah was born, blah, 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 he would have these kids. And then it went into like the flood story. It's the same thing.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So, chapter 11. Everybody speaks the same language right now
Sounds
in
very
the world.
sounds very convenient.
This is super cool, right?
Yeah.
And everybody gets together to say the same language to each other. It's super cool that we can like
We can all talk. Yeah. Oh, this is
There's
great.
Not a lot of confusion.
No.
And people are kind of thinking like, hey, what if we build a super big city so we can all like be together and like have like a cool community?
Like just a lot of tents.
Yeah.
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 Great.
Oh, they got bricks now, bitch.
They got bricks.
They got bricks.
Took them 7,000 years.
It took
to
them like
get-
10,000 years to do bricks if you think about it.
Yeah, there's a lot of people on that
Mhm.
page. I mean,
Yeah.
it was the whole. It was like
Yeah.
it's this much.
Yeah.
It's all people.
And they say we're also going to build a huge tower. It's going to stretch to the heavens. It's going to be super cool.
That sounds great.
Yeah. And we're going to like it's a community.
Yeah.
And then God pops in.
Well, shut. Dude, can we just like do our? Okay, what's up? What's up? What's up? No, tell me what's up.
It's like, hey, it seems like you're doing cool stuff.
We're trying to do a lot of cool stuff. We have a lot of ideas.
Yeah,
and,
so just, you know,
you know,
yep,
we're
yeah,
trying to, like,
yeah.
yeah,
The
okay.
stuff you're doing,
Yeah.
way too cool,
What?
way too quick.
What?
If you start doing
Quick?
stuff this cool
Quick?
now,
But it took like
think about the shit you're gonna be able to do soon.
yeah, it's called progress. We're very excited about it.
I'm not cool with it.
Oh.
So now you all speak different languages. I'm fucking your shit up.
What? Dude, no, come on. Don't.
I can't understand you. You're speaking a different language now.
I'm speaking a different
You're
language
speaking
now?
a different language now.
What?
I have no idea what you're saying.
But you're talking to me.
You could be telling me to suck your dick right now. I wouldn't know.
I'm not though. I
Yeah,
would
but
never
that's
say that. You're
that's how I'm
God.
gonna take it.
No,
you know?
no,
So, you
no,
know,
we just wanted to,
I'm
like,
not,
we just
I'm
wanted
not
to
seeing
be-
any rainbows around here. Is all I'm saying. Maybe you want to take a walk, because I don't know what you're saying. So, yeah. No, probably not. So yeah,
Why?
because the shit they were doing was too cool, too quick.
It took them 10,000 years to figure out bricks.
I know. No, it literally says.
12 years ago, we didn't have smartphones.
I know. How crazy is that?
It's fucking insane.
It's so awesome.
Oh
I
my
love the world.
God.
I love the future and technology.
It took us 12 years to get these down, but like,
We're shooting video on something that is prettier than what they shot like all of fucking 90s television on.
90s. I was going to even say Casablanca, like that far back, but you're right. Like
Yeah.
30 years ago.
Yeah. This video will look better than like fucking Frasier.
You ever see videos from like 2007, like C-SPAN videos?
Yeah.
And they're like, what is this?
Yeah.
1981. And you're like,
bullshit.
you're like, is that Barack Obama? And that's got to be 1981. Oh no, it's 2007. That video looks real old.
Looks bad.
Yeah, it turns out when you can make video that sees people's pores on their faces, stuff from
Steps up the quality.
13 years ago looks like garbage.
Yeah.
Weird.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, okay.
Yeah.
So why? That's fucked up.
It's super fucked up.
We were
God's a
doing-
okay, so this is something that I've been holding back saying because I feel like it's very aggressive.
And I'm gonna feel uncomfortable.
You
about
can
it,
distance yourself physically and emotionally if you care
but I'm
to.
already doing it. Already doing it.
God is a fucking cunt. Fuck him. He's an asshole.
He did make donuts though, and donuts are okay.
No, we made donuts.
Not sponsored by Dunkin'.
Not spawn. Hashtag not spawn.
Not spawn.
You can drink it. You just can't say that they care
Yeah,
about
we're not
us.
sponsored by them. We're not at all.
No, but yeah, that
We're not.
read 11:6.
Man, now you're making. When you tell me to read something, that's how I know it's gonna be bad. Cause okay, all right. Read 11:6. And the Lord said, "Behold, the people is one, and they all have one language, and this they begin to do, and now nothing will be restrained from them, which they have imagined to do. Go to, let us go down, and there confound their language, that they may not understand one another's speech. So the Lord scattered them abroad from thence upon the face of all the earth, and they left off to build the city."
So in case that was too ye olde English, literally what that said was, if they do this, then cool shit is going to come later. That's not all right. We're going to go fuck their shit up.
Man, we could have had internet porn.
In the year 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really could have figured that out
Nah.
real quick.
Huh?
We could have had flying cars by now.
We would have had flying houses by now.
Flying houses would be so cool.
I'm trying to restrain my anger a little bit because I feel like it's over the top, but god damn it.
Yeah.
God fucking damn it.
I mean,
Like, if there was a good reason, like,
I understand. I want
When-
no, you go.
when you get taught this shit when you're a kid, I'm not going to say God's a cunt again. When you get taught this shit when you're a kid,
Right.
what they tell you is that people thought that they were as good as, if not better than God. And that's why they were building the city.
Yeah, I've heard that. And like, I remember going to Sunday school, and we talked last week about like how every person was filled with sin, and then it's like
Yeah.
pretty more intense.
Yeah.
And yeah, I remember hearing things like that.
Yeah. Like the Tower of Babel is people thought they were better than God, so they were going to build a tower to heaven to show like how advanced they were.
But in this, it seems more like they were trying to
Work
pay
together.
homage, and
Yeah.
build a tower unto the Lord.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, this is for you. Like, we're doing this, and we're doing this like
But
to
even
remind ourselves of you. This is like our rainbow.
But even if it's not for God, even if it's just because like, hey, we can do a cool thing,
Yeah.
And God's like, no, too cool. He's like the pitchfork of gods.
He's like the worst older brother.
Yeah.
When you're building a Lego set, and he just comes along and goes, nerd! Just knocks your Lego tower
I hate
over.
it so much.
Yeah, no, it's upsetting. It's upsetting for sure.
Okay.
Again, bedrock of our society.
Yeah, God's a prick.
It's so strange to me.
I'm also
But-
just a much angrier person in general. So
No,
it's
I can get
reasonable.
pretty mad,
Yeah.
but I just look like this. I just look like I'm super happy all the time. No, and plus, like, I get your anger because you were taught, like, not even taught. You were like, this stuff was thrown down your throat.
Oh yeah.
At a very young age. And do we have a clip? Could you roll the clip? Okay, thank you. Yeah. So you saw there.
That was a good one.
This
yeah,
is
that
how
was a
we.
fun memory.
Oh, wow. You got hit hard.
I did, yeah.
What was that? A sock of nickels?
Quarters, actually.
Ooh. Nickels are thicker.
Yeah.
So nickels are thicker. That's a fun thing to say.
I feel like
No.
that would be an Eminem line. Because you know how he can't say the word.
He can't say the word that he
So-
wants to say.
Yeah, so he says nickel a lot.
All the time. He just
Yeah.
loves 5 cents. No, but yeah, you were raised this stuff, so I get
Yeah.
your aggression, and I was very, very just like, whatever, cool.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna not do this, and I
Right.
just would just conk out
Right.
at church and just be like,
I don't give a fuck.
I want to be Spider-Man. And I was just
we all
thinking
wanna
about
be Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, and there was no quiz afterwards. So I didn't fucking
Yeah.
worry about anything.
So the town is called Babel. It's the Tower of Babel. The town is called Babel because apparently that means confusion in Hebrew.
Really? Because
Yeah.
it kind of means confusion in our language.
I
too,
know,
doesn't it?
ironic, right?
That's fun.
And then the rest of the chapter is people not living to 900 anymore, but still living a long time.
This keeps putting "an" in front of words that don't need "an."
No,
Okay,
do
it's
not.
another H word. These are italicized the generations of Shem. Shem was italicized 100 years old.
That's weird.
It is weird. 100?
Seems wrong.
Is that right?
I don't think so.
800 feels
Well,
wrong
no.
too.
So I think that it's just like a cultural, like a time thing,
Yeah.
right? Like
Mhm.
I'm sure that at one point 100 was because the thing is that if you say "an," I think you're insinuating it's like a single measure, like a single thing. So like they're thinking of like the 100 as a unit of like one thing. So "an"
I thought
item.
"an" was before like a vowel sound.
Shit, I don't
Like an echo
Yeah.
instead of a echo.
Mm.
And 100 is it's not. I know H isn't a vowel,
Right.
but it's got U after it, so it could be considered a vowel sound. I don't know.
I don't
Now
know
we're
either.
doing grammar. Fucking let's
All
not.
right, I'm trying to move on.
I know. I'm
Um,
not. I'm sorry. I was trying to see when this was published. It doesn't have
long
a
time
year
ago.
on it.
So at the end of that chapter, we get introduced to Abram.
Abram, you saying?
Abram has a wife named Sarai.
Cool.
I'm partial to Sarai because it sounds close to Sariah, and it makes me think of Legend of Zelda. It makes me happy.
Mhm.
It doesn't really have anything to do with that. She can't have kids.
Wow. Okay. Fuck.
Abram has a grandfather named Terah.
Oh, this is a lot. This is another list of people.
Yeah. No,
I see.
we're in chapter. We're at the end of 11 now.
Okay, you skipped all that.
I did, yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because it's just
It's more of the same.
So Terah is Abram's grandpa.
Mm-hmm.
He takes Abram, Sarai, and Abram's grandson Lot to go to Canaan, which is now a place and not a person.
They should really. Oh, into the land of Canaan.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. But they stopped somewhere else and hung out for a while, and then Terah died. I wish there was more to that story.
There's not.
Mm-mm.
I'm looking at it. That's,
No. Chapter 12. God shows up and says, "Hey, Abram, leave everything you have and go to a place I'm going to show you."
Dude, could you fuck off?
Dude, I want to show you cool shit, man.
You keep fucking up all the cool shit.
I'm going to show you more cool shit.
Like, dude, no, I don't.
But creator of the universe, right? I'm going to show you some cool shit, okay? But you got to give up everything you own.
I don't want to do that.
But you got to.
I don't
But
want.
you got to.
What is your deal?
I just want to
Could you stop for a fucking
I
second?
mean, I could, but I'm not gonna.
Oh.
Because check it out. Check it out. Check it out. Check it out. check it out.
What?
I'm going to make you the father of a great nation.
I didn't ask for that.
But you're going to get it. I told you cool shit, man.
I don't want this.
But you're going to get it.
It really feels like all these people just got. This book should not be called Genesis. It should be called God fucking over certain individuals.
It should be called Fuxidus.
It should be called a bunch of people have kids, and then God fucks with one of them, and then a bunch of people have kids, and then God fucks with one of them.
So Abram says okay, and he's like, "Hey, Lot, come with me." Lot's his cousin.
Okay.
Or nephew. Cousin or nephew. Nephew. So they pack up all their shit, even though God said that he can't take it with them, and they leave, and Abram is 75. And they show up in the land of Canaan, which, asterisk, has these people called the Canaanites in it. Because they're the people that live there, right? Like they're already there.
Mm-hmm.
Second asterisk, these are the descendants of the guy that saw the dad dick.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So they're living there, just happy as clams, enjoying their time. And God leans down next to Abram. He's like, I'm going to give you all of this. Okay, but I don't want it. But you're going to get it. So, yeah, they show up to a place where people already live. And God's like, hey, Abram, this shit's yours.
This is the second time this has happened.
Mm-hmm. It happens a lot.
In this book.
Yeah.
But we're 9 pages in.
I know.
This is the second time it's
I know. And then Abram builds an altar.
I
God
hate that I'm
in.
starting to get your anger.
Yeah.
I hate that like I'm slowly just turning into
I know. It's good.
It's just like
Yeah.
I think we might stop this podcast forever.
Nope. We're doing the whole thing. You committed. You signed a contract.
I did?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Are you God now?
Oh, yeah.
You're doing it. I don't want to. Well, guess what?
It's still happening.
Fucking doing it.
Hashtag not spawn.
Not sponsored.
Yeah, Abram builds an altar because God showed up.
Okay.
Yep.
Fine.
I need to get a little thing and just mark down every time you say, okay, fine, so I can start doing the counter.
I know. It would be fine. It would be fine.
There is a famine in Canaan. So Abram says, let's get the fuck out of here because we don't want to hang out in this bullshit famine land.
But he rules it.
Yeah, but he doesn't want to be there because there's a famine. There's
I
no
don't
food.
blame him. He never wanted to be there. As far
Right.
as from my perspective,
He had no interest.
he was hanging out with his family, doing farm stuff, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Hanging out with Saria, his lovely wife from the Lost Woods.
Soraya.
I know, but it's more fun. Did you say Saria?
Well, no,
Soraya. It's all right.
No, her
And
name's
then-
Sarai in the book. I'm arguing with you about the pronunciation of the Legend of Zelda character.
Saria.
Soraya.
Saria. But it's Saria.
Civil War.
And we're fucking fine. Soraya? That sounds way too formal for a child.
I don't know. That's just well. Again,
What did you think? What did you think the guy who was blocking the tree, the M name? What did you think his name was? M-I-D-O. How would you say that?
Mido.
Yeah, it's Mido. But now you think Soraya? Sounds like a priest from Dark Souls.
Well, Dark Souls didn't exist when I was 7 and I was playing that game.
Demon Souls fucking did. No, actually, it
I
didn't.
don't think it did.
It did not.
I'm very old.
God, we need to
We-
talk about this.
fucking
No
get
one
this
cares
shit.
about this.
I feel like the type of person that's going to watch this is going to feel all the things that we feel.
Sitting home like, dude, it is Saria. No, dude, it's Saria. What?
I genuinely believe the people that watch this are going to feel that way, so it's fine.
Once we get an audience that isn't a bunch of Christians who think we're talking about the Bible in sincerity.
There's a comedian that followed us on Instagram.
Really?
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah, thanks, buddy.
What's his name?
I don't know.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Got that.
So they go to they're going to go to Egypt to wait out the famine,
Mm-hmm.
and they're approaching Egypt.
Yeah.
And Abram kind of goes, "Hey, everybody, hold up for a minute." Just pulls his wife aside and goes, "Hey, you are so fucking hot.
Wow, that's really nice of you to say.
If we get in there,
Uh-huh.
everybody's gonna want to fuck you."
Took a turn.
Like
That took a real
everyone,
turn.
right?
What?
Right? Because you're just so fucking hot. And
I
the
don't-
problem is, they're gonna kill me because they want to get you.
That's 2 turns.
I'm just telling you how the world works.
I know how the world works.
No, I don't think
honey.
you do, because you're super hot and everybody's gonna want to fuck you, and they're gonna kill me to be able to fuck you. The only solution we have, and I mean the only solution,
I feel like this is gonna be
the
not-
only
and this is
solution
not
we
gonna
have is to tell everyone that you're my sister. So then they won't kill me. They might still fuck you, but they won't kill me.
Can
That's
I,
what
can I
I'm
make a
focused on.
suggestion?
I really don't think it's going
Honey?
to work, but yeah, let's hear it.
We could also. I just want you to think about this.
Okay, I'm listening.
We could also just not do that at all. We could just kind of walk in.
I'm
just trying to.
Do I need to remind you what happened the last time a man listened to a woman?
Can I just say what I'm going to say?
I mean, you can say what you're going to
Can I
say.
just say what I'm gonna say?
I'm just saying that
Can I
maybe you should
just
think
say
about
what
where
I'm
we're
going
coming.
to
Why are we here right
Can
now?
I just say what I'm going to say? First
Say
of all, actually, that snake was a man. So a woman listened to a man, and that's how we got in this situation. Okay, first of all. Second of all, okay, were we not just in Canaan for like a while?
A minute.
And how many people killed you to fuck me?
Well,
How many?
We were
How
kinda
many?
farther away
How many?
from them.
How many?
And like, you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Like they're Egyptians, right? They're kind of like a little like I don't want to say it, you know.
Oh, you can
But
say
like-
it. They're garbage.
But they're kind of, so
Yeah, we're allowed to be racist. This is the Bible.
Right,
It's not
yeah,
2019.
Yeah.
We're doing a bit, so don't fuck you. Okay, this is fun for us. I'm Soraya.
No, but that's literally the plan.
That is. Abram talked to God twice and is now doing the exact same shit God's doing.
So
I hate how much I care about these people.
No.
I'm like
Um,
emotionally invested.
So despite our fun little role play that I think is actually much more accurate to what would have happened,
Probably.
Sarai just goes, "K," says cool.
Not even
So they roll in, and Abram, I'm assuming just has a sign that's like, "This is my sister over here, not my wife, not married to her. Please don't kill me." And the Pharaoh sees her and goes, "Holy fuck, that bitch is hot as fuck. I want her." And so all of his servants come over and they're like, "Ma'am, the Pharaoh wants you." And then she is taken to his harem, and Abram, Immediately.
Dude, your plan sucks.
Well, not really, because his only plan was to avoid being murdered, and he was not murdered. We don't know if he wouldn't have been.
Oh, so he
otherwise.
didn't care about his wife getting
No.
fucked. I thought he cared about his wife getting fucked.
No.
He just cared about getting killed.
Yeah. He was like, "My wife is super hot. They'll kill me to fuck her. So let's say she's my sister, so they won't kill me."
Why would you go to that town?
That's another really good question that this book does not have an answer for.
Hey, while we're traveling to a place, we're at a fork in the road. Do you want to go to quiet, happy, easy town, or would you like to go to town where we murder husbands with hot wives?
I'm gonna
Easy, fun time.
right. Yeah. No. I mean, I heard you. I heard the options.
Murder because hot wife. Easy, fun time. Easy breezy.
I'm gonna murder hot wife. Fuck.
That's choice you're making?
I feel like it has to be. I don't know. It just feels right, you know? Right?
Go to murder.
No, it's like,
Murder,
but
murder, fuck
also, the assumption I'm making here, and I did not double check this, but the assumption I'm making is they went to Egypt because it was a large city, because there was a famine in Canaan, which was like a smaller kind of like herdsman country, like homestead, whatever. So they go to Egypt so that they can avoid the famine because there's like food stores in Egypt.
It kind of alludes to that a little bit, not really, but
So, but then the assumption would be that they're also like a real civilization with like they're civil. So why are you going? Why would you assume they would kill you to bang your wife if you're going to a place where they like have infrastructure?
I mean, he was right though.
No, he wasn't, because nobody tried to. We don't know they would have killed him.
Yeah, that is true, and he really didn't give a fuck about them banging
No,
his wife. So
not at all.
Why would you even need to pretend?
No, so they take him, and the Pharaoh calls Abram and he's like, "Dude, thank you for the hot lady. This is awesome. Here's some horses. Here's some donkeys. Here's some gold.
Shit!
Here's a bunch of shit.
He's like a fucking lord now.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
Good for you,
12:16.
Abram.
Yeah. And then God,
Oh, I don't like the way this is phrased here.
let's hear it.
And he entreated Abram well for her sake. And he had sheep and oxen, and he asses and manservants and man.
Did you say he asses?
Do you want to read it?
I do.
4:16, my dude.
He asses. The fuck?
That's your say.
I don't think that's a real Bible.
And he entered Abram well. And oh man,
What chapter are we in? 12.
and he entreated Abram well for her sake. And he had sheep
entered Abram well
and
first.
oxen and he asses and manservants and maidservants and she asses and camels.
Mine's much more boring. Then Pharaoh gave Abram many gifts because of her: sheep, cattle, donkeys, male and female servants, and camels.
Doesn't mention the asses.
Does not mention.
Does it mention he asses? Does it mention she asses? I don't
Hashtag,
think you have a real Bible.
hashtag he asses, she asses.
Turns out, hashtag he asses, hashtag she asses.
Is that an observation, like fucking he asses, or is it like a description?
I think those are male donkeys.
No, I know, but I'm saying for the sake of the hashtag. Like, would you like see a bunch of dudes like post up and be like fucking hashtag he asses?
Fucking he asses. Ooh, that could be a new term for like douchebags.
Loving it.
And then like woo girls could be she asses. Oh, instead of saying
Yeah.
bitch because that's a bit aggressive,
It is.
she asses.
Although I do like that word for certain things.
If it's
Yeah.
occasionally, but, and I feel like it's used less often now than it was.
Yeah. I feel it's actually used more the way it should be, which is people being stupid and not so much like being degrading.
Yeah, it's like
I feel like I could say to just anyone, just be like, "You're being a very dumb bitch right now," and that would be fine because I'm not specifically seeking out small win and being like, "You're lesser than me."
I feel like the worst way to call someone a bitch is not to their face.
Yo, yeah.
It's like, oh, she's being such a fucking bitch. Oh, hi, Carol. How are you? That's the worst way to do it. That was maybe a bit, I don't know, sexist?
I don't know.
Do it
Hey,
in a lady
God
voice?
pops into the story and ruins everything again. You want to hear about it?
No. Why does he keep doing this? He just got he asses and she asses. Let him enjoy the asses. And maidservants and manservants. Also, I didn't know manservant was a real word.
Yeah.
Manservant is one word in the Bible.
Also, it sounded like you said meat servant one part in there, and it's the idea of somebody being a meat servant.
Well, he entered Abram and gave him meat servants. What's wrong with that?
Nothing wrong with it, just weird. So God pops in, and he curses Egypt because they took Abram's wife.
Are you wait, God, where are you at?
12, 17-ish?
I see.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
So God cursed the Pharaoh
Mm-hmm.
of Egypt
Mm-hmm.
because he
Mhm.
slept with Abram's wife.
Mm-hmm.
And Pharaoh is all like,
The
dude,
fuck?
you didn't why didn't you tell me she was your wife?
Yeah.
I wouldn't have slept with her.
Yeah.
Why'd you tell me she was your sister?
Yeah.
That was a bet. That
Yeah.
was your wait, your plan was to tell me that she was your unwedded sister so I wouldn't fuck her?
To be honest with you, if we can really just be real for a minute.
Yeah, let's be real.
Um,
Because I'm getting all kinds of bullshit. I got cursed by the Lord now.
To be honest with you, really, my main priority was just not getting killed. I wasn't really worried about her getting fucked.
Dude, you're a bad husband.
I mean, I never said I was a good one. I'm just trying to tell you what my thought process was.
And you're gonna wow, you really just threw yourself under the bus there, man.
Still alive.
I wasn't no one wanted to kill you for
Do
your
we know
hot
that for
wife.
sure?
We would have just
Do we know
like
that for
talked
sure?
about her in the locker room and we're like,
Right, but like, what if you did kill me?
we weren't going
But what if
to.
you would have?
We wouldn't have killed you and we wouldn't have fucked her.
But how do I know that?
You could have
Right?
asked.
Like, how do I know?
What do you mean? Dude, I'm a pharaoh. I have like things to do. And people, I thought she was hot and she was a new girl in town. So I was like, she's unwedded. And you told me she was your unwedded sister.
Yeah, but the thing, we talked about this before we showed up, and we kind of decided that you're trash people.
Dude.
And so, like, I kind of just
fuck,
felt
man?
like maybe you would kill me.
Fuck you.
I should probably go.
Please
Yeah, no,
go.
We'll get out of here.
I want to kill you now more than I ever have or ever would have if you had a hot wife. Yeah, bitch. Yeah, she ass.
Can I keep the stuff?
No!
Damn it!
You're fucked up, man.
Yeah, I know.
You're fucked up.
I know.
This is actually the only time I'm okay with God coming in and like, God's got to be like, hey, Pharaoh, man, I'm sorry, but you did kind of a shitty thing. Pharaoh's like, what are you talking about, man? Hey, there's a curse in your house. What did I do? You fucked someone's wife. Whose wife?
Yeah.
Oh, Abram's wife.
But see, that's another thing too. Is like Egyptians are always made out to be like the villain. Like they're constantly like kidnapping the Israelites and enslaving them and shit. But like this is perfectly reasonable. Like the idea of having like a series of women just constantly on their backs in your house waiting to get fucked is weird culturally. But for the time, fine, whatever. We're not getting into that.
I think it's one of those things that is not great now. If you had that now, it would not look good.
But what I'm saying, like back then, we're not talking about that. I brought it up, and we're not even talking about it. The point is,
so like in this time, he's the pharaoh.
Yes,
he is like the richest person that they will ever know.
Right,
and you're like a farmer girl or whatever, and he asks you to come live in his house, and all you got to do is like suck his dick. But you get to like, not only do you get like, it's not even a gold digging thing. It's not like, oh, you get the finest.
You're
clothes.
taken care of.
You have food.
Yeah. You have food and shelter.
And it's like good food. It's like the best food.
Right.
And it's a nice house.
Yeah.
And you get to live there.
Yeah.
And like you get to do whatever you want.
Right.
And then every once in a while, like I'm going to say reasonably, because, Egypt sounds great.
Yeah.
This sounds like a great place to live. I'm going to say you have to suck his dick like 2 times a week.
I think that's pushing it.
Because there's also like a lot of other girls.
I don't know how many people are in a harem, but I think 2 times a week is pushing it.
I think a harem has to be
at least 10 people, right? I think it's like 10 minimum.
I was gonna say 4 minimum, but I think you're probably closer to right. Is that Because
like you think about how big a house probably is.
Let's say 10 people. Let's say he has a minimum of 10 girls. So not only do you get coworkers who you get to bitch about the boss with, and you get to hang out and like get closer with, and and you get to live in this dope place. Has
he asked you to touch his butthole yet?
Yeah, he has.
And like the thing is, like he doesn't really push it, but it's just like the fact that you're bringing it up at all. Like obviously, this is something that you're gonna keep bringing it up. Yeah, and it's just like.
I'd rather we talk about it outside of the moment.
Yeah,
because
like
when you're in the moment, it's like I feel pressured.
Right.
And it's like I would rather weird. If we could talk about boundaries beforehand.
Yeah.
Listen, he's a great guy.
He's awesome. I mean, look at this house we live in. Look at him.
This is great.
I've got no real complaints.
Hey, have you met Sarai?
No.
She's
Is she new?
She's new. She just got here.
That's so awesome.
Like a couple of days ago.
Super happy.
She seems all right. She seems pretty content.
That's cool.
I mean, I want to welcome her in.
Of course.
I want to do like. I want to do like a little party for her, like a little welcome.
Yes,
welcome to the harem.
Yeah.
Ooh. We could get her shoes.
Oh my god, let's get her shoes.
Oh my god, can we get like matching T-shirts
that
all
all
just say "Getting shitty in Music City"? Fuck you, bachelorettes that come to my goddamn town. Fuck all the bachelorettes that come to Nashville. Fuck them all. Don't come to Nashville. Go to fucking Miami.
Kicked out of Egypt. Which is not a real shocker. No, the one thing I wanted to say though is like Egypt is always made out to be like the monsters.
Yeah.
And this is like the first time we meet an Egyptian. He's totally reasonable. He's just like
he's the nicest guy we've met in the Bible.
He's just frustrated.
He's a normal person.
He's just like the fuck, man.
Why did you make me fuck your wife?
It's so
Abram really kind of pressured people into fucking his wife.
He did.
For someone who didn't want people to fuck his wife.
Yeah. There's a lot of weird fucking going on in this story actually. Okay. So they go off in chapter 13. Abram. Oh, this is my favorite part, actually, of chapter 13. Lot's still there. Remember Abram's nephew? He's been there this whole time.
Just watching this happen. The story of Lot.
I feel like Lot would be a character in Community that's in the background just like trying to tell people something's going on and nobody will listen to him. So yeah, he's still there. He's heard all of this, never voiced concern, apparently. Or was never listened to.
I'm a big fan of Lot.
They are super rich. Both Abram and Lot.
Wait, Abram got to keep his shit.
Fuck.
Abram got to keep his shit because Abram was very rich in cattle, in silver and in gold. Where the fuck did he get the silver and gold from?
Well, I mean, he's a herdsman.
Oh.
I feel like that's like being an oil baron now.
I'm a herdsman.
Oh, shit.
I come to the land and I will drink your milkshake because I have cattle. That's my Daniel Day-Lewis from There Will Be Blood.
It was okay.
It was all right.
I'm getting notes.
I forget the quotes from that movie.
I know, but it's so good. It's hard to remember.
It's so long.
3.5 hours long. It's so hard to remember.
So many lines. How do you quote them all? I
know.
drink your milkshake.
I mean, that's why that was the last line in the movie. So that's
Yeah,
what
so we
why
all
everybody
remember.
remembers
That's
it.
the only reason people quote it. What's the first line in that movie? They don't talk for the first 5 minutes.
It's amazing.
Sorry, we really.
They're super rich.
So dense.
I know.
This is so.
We gotta lighten it up a little bit somehow. So they're both herdsmen. They're super rich, and this is, I shit you not, the first time a reasonable thing is done in this book.
Ooh,
Okay?
ooh. Yes, tell me about it.
So Abram and Lot are both herdsmen,
Okay.
and they've got cattle and sheep, and they're kind of business owners, so they've got their own like shepherds that work for and with them. And it's 2 sets of cattle and sheep grazing together. There's not enough land for that.
Mm-hmm.
It's just too much. And the herdsmen who work for Abraham and Lot are starting to fight with each other. So Abram goes to Lot and he's like, hey, man, this just isn't working out. There's just not enough space. Too many animals. Love you to death. We need to go our separate ways. And Lot's like, you're right. This just can't keep going on. How do you want to do this? And Abram says, you pick where you want to go. If you want to take like the best land, that's totally cool. I got God on my side. We're going to figure it out. It's cool. And Lot's like, cool. So I'm going to go over here to Sodom, where there's a lot of like lush grass and like pretty stuff. And Abram's like, cool. We're just going to stay right here. And we'll kind of go over here. And Lot's like, cool, man. Good luck. And then he leaves.
Wait, that's the whole thing?
Yeah. It's just a reasonable thing that happens.
I was waiting for that to be like, and then they fucking kill each other, and then the devil comes out of the ground and takes one of their dicks.
Just like the first reasonable thing that's happened.
Just a regular business transaction.
Mm-hmm. And then God pops in to be like, hey, Abe. Remember how I told you were going to have all this land?
I don't remember that, actually. I don't.
You're going to have all this land, dude. All of it. I just want everything you can see right now, man. All of it's yours.
What about the people who were there?
Yeah, fuck them, man. Fuck those assholes. Their ancestors saw their ancestors' dad's dick. Fuck those pricks.
What are you talking about?
We're kind of doing like a McConaughey God right now.
Talking about?
So
who saw whose dick?
Yeah, no, you just walk around and you just check out all this shit. All this is yours, man.
Why am I'm taking land from people because somebody saw a dick once?
No, you're not taking it from them. I'm giving it to you, man. It's totally different. Why don't you take a walk? See all the stuff that's gonna be yours.
I'll take a fucking walk, all right. Which way are you going? I'm going the opposite way.
Hey, Abe, after you're done with your walk, can you just build me a little altar?
I already built you an altar.
Yeah, but I'd like another one.
How many altars do you need?
I don't know. I guess we'll figure
Did
it out.
that altar get demolished?
Yeah, probably. But, I mean, like,
what do you mean, yeah, probably?
I don't know. I mean, you walk away, shit happens, I don't see any rainbows around here.
I don't see any rainbows either, so I'm just going to...
That's what I'm saying.
All right.
So, yeah, no, God just pops in and be like, hey, this is going to be yours. And
he keeps fucking up Abram's life so hard.
Abe takes a stroll around, like, hands in pockets, just like, I guess this is all mine now. And then he builds an altar.
Okay.
I don't know if you can tell how much I tried to get through so we could get to the cool thing, but we didn't make it. So we're almost there, though. We're almost done. Chapter 14 is the story of a battle between...
they spoiled Sodom and Gomorrah. Jesus, I didn't know it was going to get destroyed. Before the Lord destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah, even as the garden of the Lord, like the land of Egypt, is that?
I don't know. They're kind of,
kind of just spoiling things.
Yeah, a little bit.
Jesus. Yeah. Where are we at?
Chapter 14.
Oh, wow. We were moving through.
Yeah. So the beginning of this chapter is like the story of a battle between 2 kingdoms. And it has a shitload of names that are all very confusing to say and kind of unnecessary.
Ooh, can I give him a taste? Can I
give him a taste?
Oh, are you ready?
You give him a taste, I'm going to
He is not wrong.
I'm not.
And it came to pass. Okay, so chapter 14, if you want to follow at home in your Bibles or online, which you can probably find a Bible online. You don't walk. There you go.
That's how I do half my research.
Yeah, okay, so I'm doing it with the fucking King James version where it's like all wordy and stuff. And it came to pass in the days of, oh boy, Amraphel, king of Shinar, Arioch, king of Elazar, Oh, man. And it came to pass in the days of Amraphel, king of Shinar, and Arioch.
I'm going to interrupt you. Later on, there's a character named Melchizedek. And it sounds like Milk Chisel Dick to me. And that's all I can think about. Go on.
Just move on from
Just go
that.
on. Yeah. Just go on.
Okay.
Just go.
I'm just saying milk chisel dick in my head, though.
Yeah, when we get to it, it'll be great. Go on.
Okay. King of Shinar, Arioch, king of Elasar, and Shedorlaomer.
Remember earlier when I was like, we're going to get to a part where I'm just going to sound racist and stupid for trying to read these names?
Incorrect. I am. King of Elam and Tidal, king of nations. Oh, he's just the king of nations. That these made war with Bera, king of Sodom, and Brisha, king of Gomorrah, Shinab, king of Adma, and Shemaber, king of, oh, fuck you, Zeboim, and the king of Bela, which is king of Zoar, or Zur, or Zoar.
It's Zoar.
Zoar. Shit, go back.
Just skip to chapter 14, verse 10, because that's my next thing that I want to talk to you about.
There's so many more. I knew a guy named Kadesh. He was from Israel.
That actually, I mean, like for some reason when you say Kadesh, I'm like, that doesn't sound like a weird name to me. I'm like,
No.
okay, I could see something.
Kadesh is a really nice name.
Yeah.
But Shedoarlo is a bad name. And the Zuzims? What's a Zuzim?
Did you?
I went back. This is not 410. This is 45. And in the 14th year came Shedorlaomer, and the kings that were with him, that were italicized with him, and smote the Rephaims in Ashtaroth. What is that? Ashtaroth.
This is like a heartwarming Oscar-winning movie where an adult learns to read.
This is like a Forrest Gump and The Blind Side were one movie. Fuck you. And the Zuzims in Ham. Is Ham a city now too?
Probably.
Oh my god. All right. Fuck all that. Going to 410. 410?
Yeah. 1410.
1410. That's what I meant. And the Vale of Sidim was full of, that was all italicized, slime pits?
Tar.
Mine says slime pits. I wish it said Tucker, slime pits. All right. And the kings of Sodom and Gomorrah fled and fell there, and they that remained fled to the mountain.
Yeah, so it's just really funny because so you get through all the shit that you were trying to get through. And then it's telling you this, it's listing all the people.
There's 9 verses of all the people.
It's 9 verses of like Game of Thrones setup.
With as equally hard to pronounce names if you just read.
So it's just like these people get together and fight these people and they're doing this whole thing. But it's really funny because it's 9 verses of all that. And then it goes, and then they fell in the tar pits. And they lost.
You complain about the fucking ending of Game of Thrones.
Say nothing. I haven't watched it yet.
Oh, dude, it's great. People are fucking complaining. It's awesome.
No, I'm sure it's awesome, but I just don't want to know.
Oh, I'm not gonna say
anything. I'm just giving you a
Jon
heads up.
Snow is Daenerys Targaryen. This is the same person. They Fight Clubbed it. That's why people are upset. And Arya has been a secret White Walker who is also a dragon.
I read a theory that Arya, it's not Arya. Arya is dead, and it's revealed that she is the blonde girl that was like training her. Like she's been like in hiding the whole time. Like
it's a Billy Shears.
Yeah, basically.
Fuck you guys. Come up with some new theories.
I mean, it would break my heart because Arya is the only good part of that show.
It's Arya.
Okay.
No, like
that's
twist
okay.
at the end where it's
like that's not a spoiler. I'm just happy to know that.
It's Arya.
Okay.
It's the same person.
So at the end of the war, battle, whatever.
Tar pits.
Yeah. They fall in the tar pits, and then the people that didn't fall in the tar pits are basically the winners. So they go and they go.
I guess we won because we didn't fall in the slime.
They plunder Sodom and Gomorrah. And they kidnap Lot.
Lot.
Yeah.
You got caught up in all this.
Well, you went to Sodom.
He's so accommodating.
That weirdo.
He's just hanging out. Oh, what are you guys doing here?
Oh, I'll come
You
with
guys
you.
gonna kidnap me? No, don't worry about it. I'll just
Can we
come
take a
over.
brief pause to talk about how this, again, is a really horribly written fictional story? Because the only things that are interesting happen to people that we talk about already.
What do you mean?
Like, so if you watch, like, one of the signs of a bad movie, right, is if, like, nothing but crazy shit happens to one person, everybody else in that fictional universe has nothing happen to them at all.
Is that a rule? I don't know. I don't know much about this stuff.
It's not a rule, but it's like, it's just bad writing to just be like, this is the special one, nothing else is special. Like,
Yeah.
it kinda takes you-
Yeah.
And like, but that's all it is. Like how many other people were probably kidnapped by these? Like, it's like 6 kings.
Yeah, there was a lot of fighting.
Yeah.
They really just boiled it down to, let's say, like 5 inches of text.
Yeah, but then they show up in this city and there's like this one guy. He's the only
How
one we need
come
to worry
Lot
about.
didn't leave at any point during all this fighting?
Because, and this will become clear to you later.
Oh man! All right.
Actually, no, I was gonna make a joke. I'm not gonna make the joke. Let's just move on. Let's just move on.
They
Let's just move
explain
on.
it. They explain it later.
I was just gonna make a bad joke. It wasn't gonna be good, so we're just gonna move on.
But they
yeah.
do explain why Lot is there, or not really.
Not really. No,
just kind of.
not at
It's
all.
Lot.
No.
All right,
He's just
fine.
he's just a stubborn dickhead. That's it. He just won't leave where he is because that's where he is. That's really what it comes down to.
That makes, and that tracks.
Yeah.
I like Lot.
So, Abram finds somebody comes to Abram and they're like, "Hey, dude, your nephew was kidnapped." And Abram's like, "I should probably do something about that." So he goes and rescues Lot and all his possessions.
Ooh,
and
can I say real quick,
No.
like how wordy it is
Oh, it's very.
in my book for 412?
Yeah,
When you
please.
get, and they took Lot, Abram's brother's son, who dwelt in Sodom, and his goods, and departed.
Well, they got to remind you he lives there because you haven't heard about him. Like, he wasn't. We didn't talk about him when Abram was having his fucking badass.
It was
This
like
wife is my sister story.
it was 10 paragraphs
Yeah.
ago they mentioned. It wasn't like chapters and chapters and hundreds of pages. Like this is
Yeah, but let me.
Lot
t-
was
let
in
me-
Sodom.
Let me.
Lot's still in Sodom.
But
This is- that's really it.
Let me.
Like, it's-
Just.
I could find it and like, oh, it's chapter 13, verse whatever.
You
and then-
have the benefit of me reading this to you, and then you get to like go through and be like, "Oh, that is what that one line says." Reading this in depth is exhausting.
I mean, I am tired.
It's exhausting.
This takes a lot out of me.
It takes so
the last
much.
episode when I was hungover, I gave
everything you
oh,
had.
It was a lot. It was a lot. Like you're hungover now,
So
and you're like,
So-
this
so-
is killing us. This book.
two paragraphs in this, like if you're really trying to read it, is your entire life force.
No, because you are spoon feeding me
That's what I'm
this
saying.
information.
Yeah.
But if I were to sit down, like honestly, like I want let's just take like a legit minute
Yeah.
and me sit down and read this to you, like without any sort of levity or funny
Right.
stories.
Yeah, no.
I'm again gonna start at the beginning of chapter 14.
God,
and
please, can you pick a different
no,
parts?
no, 14 because I don't want to go ahead. So 14:1, we're starting back at it, and I want
Go back
you
to Genesis
to
1.
digest this information.
I
I'm gonna
can't.
I'm gonna try to for them, not for you. You just take a break, take a nap real quick, and I'm gonna get through. No, let's do 14:1 to 14:10.
Oh God, just
Yeah.
1 to 5.
Yeah, no. I'm gonna, we're gonna see if we could get to 10.
You're the kind of person that wakes up one day and just says, "I'm running a marathon right now. Sign up."
No, fuck that. I'm the person who wakes up and goes, I'm going to play all the Legend of Zelda games in chronological order. And then I stop because I hate the Minish Cap.
That's fair. Well, I mean,
I got through Minish Cap.
console versions exclusively.
Nah, man. You got to play it through chronologically to
Portables are not good.
experience the true story. You got to play it through. No, they're not good. They're not good. You're right. You're absolutely correct. But if you want to experience.
just read the.
No, like,
read
and
the-
I want to, like, for real, try to digest this. Just to give you a hint of what.
Do you want my book so it's a little bit more modern at least? Because some people would have this.
No. I want you to feel what
Okay,
it's like to
go.
read the Bible.
But I'm saying, like, it's
It is
hard
so
for me
much
to
softer
It's so
in
much
that.
hard. It's still hard to read that.
I wish we could like do a poll to see if we could do. No, I'm gonna do this one. I'm gonna do this one
I
because
wanna
I
get-
want you to. I want you to get a feel because let's say this
understand.
book is from the 70s.
Yeah.
Let's say
Yeah,
this
Just
is
do
what
it.
you. This is what it was like.
just do it.
And it came to pass in the days of Amraphel, king of Shinar, Arioch, king of Elazar, Shed or Leomer, king of Elam, and Tidal, king of nations, that these were made war with Bera, king of Sodom, and Brisha, king of Gomorrah, Shinab, king of Admah, and Shember, king of Zeboim, and the king of Bela, which is Zoar. All these were joined together in the vale of Siddim, which is the Salt Sea. 12 years they served Chedorlaomer, and in the 13th year they rebelled. And in the 14th year came Chedorlaomer and the kings that were with him, and smote the Rephaims and Ashtaroth, Karnaim, and the Zuzims in Ham. It's Shaveh. Oh, God. Okay, so that was 14:1 through 5.
That's it. That's all I can handle.
That is... No, I get reading it through, you're like, what the fuck? 5 verses. That was 5 verses. As straight faced as we could go. Like, that is what it's like to read the Bible without us. And that's why we're doing this fucking show.
We're doing it for you.
Not for us.
One person who subscribed. Thank you.
No, that was me.
No, we got another one.
Hey!
Yeah.
Dude!
Yeah.
Oh, my
Right,
God.
that's
That's
cool.
great.
I have to say, though, I did enjoy just the experience of, like, the subtle baritone as I read through this.
Oh, because that's what your mom...
No, of
That's what your
course.
mind
But
sounds
then
like.
every 6th word sounded like you had a stroke.
Dude, I could not say that one dude's name the same time twice.
I know. Okay.
Shed Orlaomer is one person. That's one person. I could not... Shed Orlaomer?
Oh, yeah, no. Milk Chiseldick? I don't know.
No, Shed Orlaomer. Shed Orlaomer.
So after Abram rescues Lot and gets all this shit back. Oh, also it specifically calls out that Abram got the women and the other people.
What was that?
I think it's like 14. Like I didn't do a verse note. Like
14:13 can escape. Told Abram the Hebrew. Don't plan. Mine might not be like that.
oh yeah, no. They're 16.
Okay, and he brought back all the goods, and also brought again his brother Lot and his goods, and the women also, and the people.
The also makes it seem super shitty. Like,
It's-
women, I guess.
And then they make a point before and after
Right.
that women are not people.
But no, they're not.
And his goods, and the women also, and the people.
And the people, the real people, right? Because
Yeah.
not women.
Garbage.
18 is Milk Chiseldick.
Well, oh, he's here.
Yeah, he's here.
Melchizedek.
So Milk Chiseldick
Yeah.
is a king and also a priest, and he tells Abram, he's essentially just like, hey man, thanks for your help, like getting shit back. You can take a portion of everything that you recovered for us, like as a reward. Which is kind of fucked up because
Wait, is this for Lot or Abram?
for Abram,
Yeah.
because Abram went in and, like saved everybody.
Yeah.
Which it's kind of fucked up because that's like other people's shit. Like the kings like kidnapped people and stole their possessions, and now fucking Chiseldick is like, "Hey, Abram, you want 10%? Take 10% of the shit." And there's somebody standing there going like, "That's my grandmother's painting. I've had it for a long time."
You see Abram go, Mine now.
But Abram refuses to take anything because he says that if he takes anything from them, then they will be able to say that they are the reason he is rich. Nobody gets that credit.
What? I'm confused by that whole.
Yeah, no.
Where's that at? 'Cause I'm gonna.
It should be like.
This is how
was the priest of the Most High God. I like the italics in here.
it's all over the place, and
Yeah.
they're very random.
Oh, that's another thing too. They say you can like give us back our people, but you can have their stuff. Like take whatever
Okay.
you want.
Okay. And the
Um,
king of Sodom said unto Abram, "Give me the persons and take the goods to thyself."
Yeah.
And Abram said to the king of Sodom, "I have lift up my hand unto the Lord, the Most High God, the possessor of heaven and earth, that I will not take italicized from a thread, even a shoe latchet, and that I will not take anything that is, italicized, thine, lest thou shouldest say, I have made Abram rich. Oh, so he doesn't want to give motherfuckers the credit that they deserve for making him rich.
Right.
People are like, oh man, I'm like part of the reason that Abram's so fucking rich because he took my
And
gold
Abram's like,
necklace or whatever.
bitch, God. He wants God to have all
How
the
come
credit.
everyone who wants to worship God is such an asshole about it?
I don't know.
Even before they started, because people do this shit now.
Yeah.
People do this shit now.
Yeah.
Like people
All
who
glory
get
unto
super,
God.
who get super religious, and like it happens when. Okay, so I think a good example is fucking AA. Is I don't like.
God, let's not get into that shit, please.
Okay,
I don't have the rage.
No, let's not.
In my soul right now.
It'll take all. We'll just have to stop the episode.
I will actually combust.
Okay, so let's not talk about A. Let's talk about. Let's say you are talking to a friend you've known, and they suddenly get super religious.
Sure.
And you try to talk to them like, hey man, I'm going through this breakup. I haven't talked to my dad in a while because he said something that really pissed me off. Like a lot of personal shit that is not uncommon.
Right.
And they'll, you're like, work's kind of tough, and I'm having a hard time. They'll say something like, that's the devil. You got to worship God, and everything comes from God, and he is the Almighty, and you just got to give praise unto him because isn't he so good? He gives everything to those who ask for it, and it's just a blessing, really, to be in his presence. And I just, like, people who say they love Jesus and love God creep me the fuck out.
I know, I get it.
It's weird.
I know.
It's weird.
Well,
because okay. So let's say, because if that's what you believe, that's fine.
Right.
But let's say someone came up to me and was like, "Yo, did you see that new Spider-Man movie?" Like, dude, I just love Spider-Man. Let's give praise for how good that movie was. It was just such a good time. There were so many fun scenes in it where you got to see Peter Parker really just let his hair down. And
but it's so much more extreme than that too, because
I just love him so much. I just love Spider-Man. He's perfect, and
but
he's the reason
all of those things
I even exist. No, it's fucking terrifying.
No, it is, but it's still less upsetting because that person is not trying to convince you that like the movie has a plan for your life.
Oh yeah, I should have done that in the bit too.
But even if you did, like, it's just I got nothing. I got fucking nothing.
And it shuts. If we're talking about it from a theological perspective, it's strange. If you talk about it from like a societal perspective, it's rude. You just shut down a whole conversation.
Right.
I wanted to tell you about my shit going on in my day, and now you're making it about you in a way that makes it not about you, while also trying to make yourself seem better by not making it about you.
Yeah.
It's incredibly confusing and weird, just so you can talk about how great of a Christian you are, and make yourself feel better.
Well, because there's a bunch of verses in the book, like it's essentially it's like a tenet of the religion that you should always be proselytizing and converting. Like that's your main goal.
Oh, that's in here.
Yeah,
that's in here.
Yeah, I think it's in the New Testament, not the Old Testament. So I'll take a fucking.
So that's why
7.5 years to get there.
Jewish people don't do it, but Christian people do.
Well, because also
Jewish people are like, hey, you're not Jewish. That's fine. No. Go ahead and not be Jewish. That's fine. No, it's great. It's great. It's fantastic. I love it.
If you
it's
care.
marvelous. Just keep doing it. Just don't do it. Just don't do it.
Well, also Jewish people are, and I'm not making a joke because there's no point. But Jewish people are like like Hebrews are chosen.
Yeah.
So they're like, people. Yeah. So they really have no, they can't convert you because if you're not born as a chosen
you can convert
person,
though.
You can.
But they don't give a shit if you do.
Right.
Okay.
Because they're just like, we're picked. It's fine. We got our team.
If you want to be one of us, okay, cool.
If you want to be our team, that's cool.
That's great.
Yeah.
You gotta do some shit.
Just so you know, after we're done with this nightmare, we are doing the Quran and the Torah.
Oh, that's like, we have sequels planned?
Oh, yeah.
Coming in the year 3020.
30 years of podcasts.
You know, I do want to. Oh, that page is all kinds of fucked up. Someone did not like Psalms.
Psalms has some bullshit in
it. Okay. You just straighten that page out for
God pops in
20 years from now
and tells Abram not to be afraid.
Wait, what?
Where
were
Chapter
we?
15.
Where were we?
Chapter 15.
Well, no, but like, what just happened?
Abram said, "I don't want you."
Abram didn't want your shit. And now God's like, Be thou not scared.
Yeah.
Okay, bitch,
I
or what?
swear God. I swear to God. Verse 1.
Swear for God now.
Swear for God.
After these things in the word of the Lord came unto Abram in a vision, saying, Fear not, Abram, I am, italicized, thy shield, and, italicized, thy exceeding great reward. Bitch, you got me. Nah, say it. You don't need no fucking gold and shit, bruh.
God's basically just an abusive husband. It's like, what else do you need?
God is an abusive husband.
I provide for you. I give you everything you want.
But that's why I denied all that stuff earlier.
Right. But I don't feel like you denied it hard enough. Did you make sure that you knew that I was the reason you didn't need those things?
I said that to them.
I don't feel like you said it clearly enough. Go back and tell him again. I'm taking you. We're going to go. We're going to tell him again. We're going to tell him right.
This is making me
He
uncomfortable.
fell down the stairs.
This is making me uncomfortable.
That makes sense.
This is awful.
God's a prick.
Don't read this thing, man.
Just let us read it to you
There's
over
so
the next
many
10
better
years.
books. Read Prisoner of Azkaban. That's the best one.
It's so
good. This is terrible.
It's awful.
I'm having a bad time reading this.
So Abram starts complaining because he's never going to have a family because he's like 80-ish at this point.
I thought Abram already had a family.
No.
What about Sarai?
That's his wife.
Sarai.
She doesn't count. She's a
Didn't have
woman.
kids?
She's a woman now. No, remember when I told you like a million chapters ago?
It was like a page ago. Yeah, this is. Yeah, I get it now. I get it.
Yeah, Sarai can't have kids. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
That's why he has notes, because going back through and looking
For this bullshit. Yeah.
No, that's why he has these, because my God, dude, this is so
1129.
1129 and Abram and Nahor. Who the fuck is Nahor?
I don't know. I don't have that in mind.
You don't have Nahor? Or Nahor?
I have it as Terah. I think it might be a different translation of the name. That's his grandpa. Remember when they traveled and they got like halfway to where they were going and then they stopped for no reason, then his grandpa died?
Yeah.
That's I think Nahor and Terah are like the same.
I'm just gonna read it
same person.
verbatim.
Yeah.
And Abram and Nahor took them wives. The name of Abram's wife was Sarai, and the name of Nahor's wife was Milcah.
Yeah.
And the daughter of Haran, the father of Milcah, and the father of Iscah. And Sarai was barren. She had no children.
Yeah. So she can't have kids.
That was a page ago.
It's a page or an hour, depending on how you're measuring the time that this takes.
This really feels like reading the never-ending story.
Well,
the kid who, like, remember, that's my favorite scene of the whole movie, was when he just took the apple out and he was gonna bite it, and he was like, "Not yet. We got a long way to go." That's how it feels.
I know.
I was like, oh, that's cute and ridiculous. But now I'm like, no, dude, for real. I need a lot more beers.
I've got like 6 more in the fridge.
I mean, just like in general. Not like today.
I know. But I've also got 6 more.
I need to bring beers over next time.
Okay.
This is okay. Keep
I'm just going to switch to hard liquor after this one, honestly.
Just in 2 episodes, we're going to have a bottle of tequila and a bottle of Jack Daniels.
Yeah, well.
Not Jack. We're better than that.
I am.
Makers?
Yeah.
Sweet. I like it.
I don't mind it. I've got to be honest. If I'm going to drink brown liquor, I want something I can sip on.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, if it's Scotch, it's Macallan. If it's bourbon, it's Woodford. Like those are the things I enjoy. Like sipping,
fine by me. Fine by me.
So Abram starts bitching because he has no family.
Yep. Fair.
And I guess this is just a rule. Like, I'm not making a joke. I don't know how things worked back then, but apparently he says that chapter 15, verse. This is 2 through 6. Like, this is a whole thing.
Okay.
But Abram says that since he has no kids, one of his servants is going to inherit all his like land and
because he had manservants and maidservants.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. He asses and she asses.
I tried so hard to keep it in. He asses and she asses. Because it didn't say he cattle and she cattle. It just said he asses and she asses.
Hashtag he ashes.
And oxen, and he asses, and manservants, and maidservants, and she asses, and camels.
Hashtag she asses.
Hashtag she asses.
And God's like, bitch, I'm going to give you more kids than there are stars in the sky. Look up at the sky and see those fucking stars and be like, damn, that's a lot. I'm going to have more kids than that.
What?
I made God very aggressive for that.
God has been aggressive this whole time.
I made him tonally very aggressive. For that one
That's
thing.
very reasonable. God, what wilt thou give me?
2 through 6.
I go childless, and the steward of my house is Eliezer of Damascus. Damascus. And Abram said, "Behold, to me thou hast given no seed, and lo, this feels very personal. I don't know if I need to.
Here.
Please, because this is bullshit.
Getting weird. Oh, I'm in.
I believe you. I just want to know exactly.
No,
what
I
it
know.
said. I don't know if this is
15,
essential.
2 through 6. Abram replied, "O sovereign Lord, what good are all your blessings when I don't even have a son? Since I don't have a son, Eliezer of Damascus."
Whoa, hold up, real quick.
Yeah.
What good are your blessings if I don't have a son?
Abram's a prick, man.
I mean, someone needs to be a prick to God. He's being a fucking douchebag.
Yeah, but I feel like this
he's
guy's
being a he-ass the whole time.
But Abram's being like a spoiled kid prick, not like a hey bitch, you're being an asshole prick.
He's not standing up. He's just kind of whining.
He's just whining, yeah.
He's aggressively whining.
What good?
I mean, but it's better than nothing. Someone's got to say something.
Yeah.
I was looking for the
No, I know.
pizza.
I know.
We got pizza coming.
Yeah, we got pizza coming.
We're gonna take a break.
Watch us eat it.
Yeah.
What good are all your blessings if I don't have a son? Since I don't have a son, Eliezer of Damascus, a servant in my household, will inherit all of my wealth. Also, the fact that he calls out that it's a servant, he's like, this piece of shit over here is going to get my stuff. Fuck that piece of shit. Like, he seems very aggressive and upset about it.
I'm Eliezer of Damascus.
Yeah.
I'm
Fuck you, bitch.
Oh, okay. I have no opinions.
Yeah, well, you're going to get my shit, and I don't want you to have it. I want my own kid, but apparently you're just going to get my stuff, so fuck you.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Get out of here.
Okay.
Go wash a horse or whatever you do. I don't even know what you do.
Ooh, want me to tell you what I do?
No, I don't care.
I could tell you.
I've never cared.
Do you want me to relace your shoes? Your shoe latches?
No. You know how people that don't watch Game of Thrones are proud of the fact that they don't watch Game of Thrones? I'm proud of the fact that I have no idea why you're here, and I want you to get the fuck out of my face.
I'm your manservant.
Get out.
Okay.
Yeah. Probably not. Verse 3. We started at verse 2, by the way.
Yeah.
Was that yours? Was the PT?
It was. We got 8 minutes.
Okay.
That was way quick.
It was. It was okay.
We said we have 20 more minutes.
We got this.
Yeah.
You've given me no children, so one of my servants will have to be my heir. Then the Lord said to him, no, your servant will not be your heir. Fuck that bitch. For you will have a son of your own to inherit everything I am giving you. Then the Lord brought Abram outside, I don't know how, beneath the night sky and told him, look up into the heavens.
I just assumed this whole thing was outside. Because they mentioned when there is inside, and it's always a tent or a tower that God hates.
This is terrible storytelling. They don't set the scene. They don't make it clear that apparently God is physically there, like with his armor. And I'm like, come on, buddy, let's go outside. No, I just thought God was like talking from the sky.
I've been saying that and agreeing with you this whole time. Yeah. But now I'm going to say, after we've tried to read it verbatim and literally, you can't describe everything that's going on. This book would be 30 times bigger than it is.
I know.
If you were describing, like the fucking cedar door that God took.
But how hard is it to be like, oh, by the way, they were inside?
Okay, fine. Yeah. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. I don't have time.
Fine.
I don't have time to learn how he got flooring.
Yeah.
Who made the floors?
Look up into the heavens and count the stars if you can. You fucking idiot bitch.
Wait, where are you at?
Chapter 15, verse 5.
15:5. Okay.
Lord brought
This is way more dramatic than yours is.
I just like that it says if you can.
And he brought him forth. Okay, so the same chapter, 15:5. And he brought him forth abroad and said, now look toward the heaven and tell the stars, if thou be able to number them. And he said unto him, so shall thy seed be.
It's the same message. If you there's a shitload of stars, right? Just fucking, you're gonna have more kids than stars.
This just feels way more personal.
It does. No, it feels way better.
It feels grosser.
It feels.
So shall thy seed be.
Maybe just seed.
That's very specific.
Yeah, but I mean,
seed is sperm. Is it not?
I mean, well, yeah.
Is sperm thou not seed? Is thy seed now sperm?
I'm putting this down. So we got 8 minutes.
Yeah, we got 8 minutes. So let's take another break. This one is a way
This is a breaky episode.
It's a breaky episode. We got a lot of content.
We got a lot of shit.
Yeah, it's we've got.
Let me. Chapter 15, verse 8.
Oh.
I'm just gonna leave us on this.
Mm-hmm.
Abram says to God, "How can I be sure that the things you're saying are true?"
And he said, "Lord God, whereby shall I know that I shall inherit it?" This is indecipherable nonsense. Yours is way better. I'm gonna start a collection of Bibles.
Cool.
I'm gonna bring a child's Bible next time.
Well,
I bet you child Bibles don't go past fucking Genesis. So
no, there's a story about God sending messages with a wet cotton in the child Bible. It's fine.
what?
Uh-huh. We'll be back after
We'll
we
be back.
pizza.
Fuck this book. I mean, for real though, fuck this book. This is a bunch of bullshit.
Chapter 15, verse 8, Abram was like, "Hey, God, you promised me all this shit. So how
also
can
I
know?"
discovered Abram is Abraham.
Well, we're not there yet.
I know, but I didn't know
don't
that.
Tell them. There were, it's spoilers, man. River Song, fucking shit up.
Oh, I was just about to spoil Game of Thrones, but you haven't seen it, so I was about to.
haven't. Don't.
I know.
Don't. Okay.
Thanos is Daenerys Targaryen. There, spoiled Endgame and Game of Thrones. Fuck you guys. Let's go.
So I actually copy and pasted the lines because there's no conceivable way I can write this in some paragraph that's funny to tell you a story. I just have to tell you exactly what it says.
It's funny the way it's written. Did you copy and paste it from your version of the Bible?
A similar one, yeah. So
Similar
it's like
one?
slightly modern-ish.
Okay, so let's not even open that up.
Yeah.
Where are we at? I'm going to follow along in my
Chapter
weird
15,
ass Bible.
verse 9. This is after Abram says, "How can I be sure you'll give me the things you promised me?"
Ooh, real quick.
Yeah.
Speaking of different versions of the Bible, if you have different versions of the Bible you want me to read from, because he's going to keep his,
Yeah.
because it is actually a very beautiful book.
Yeah,
and it's very nice that your girlfriend in high school gave you that specific one because it's got
very
your
weird,
name
but
on
it's
it.
cool, I guess.
It's a weird gift, but it's
weird.
If she's gonna give you a Bible, it
Yeah.
needs to be that one.
No, definitely.
It's she spent a lot of time on that.
I mean, she went on a website and was just like, "This is the name," and then. hit
But in
order.
2005, like that was not easy to do.
And it was.
It was. You're right,
But,
but it was like probably like a black background with bright green font. So
I'm just saying, like, let's not give
it's
anybody too much
abrasive.
credit. You know what I mean? Like, let's not take any credit away, but like,
did you guys break up violently? Like,
No.
I'm gonna give her some credit. I gave her no credit at all, and I'm giving this individual some credit.
yeah, that's fine.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So yeah, if
Chapter
you want me to
15.
read any specific versions of the Bible, please
Comment and tell us.
Please, yeah, DM us at
What's up, WNTT? Instagram and Twitter.
do it. Okay, let's go. Where are we at?
15:9.
15:9. Okay.
The Lord said to him, "Bring me a heifer, a goat, and a ram, each 3 years old, along with a dove and a young pigeon." Abram brought all these to him, cut them in two, and arranged the halves opposite each other. The birds, however, he did not cut in half.
What the fuck? What? I was trying because I'm trying. Oh, okay. No. Go. What the fuck just happened? He had a cow, a lamb, and a bird.
A heifer, a goat, and a ram.
Heifer.
So a
goat,
cow. Yeah.
ram.
A goat and a ram.
Heifer. Okay. Heifer,
All of
goat.
them are 3, along with a dove and a young pigeon. Abram brought all these to God, cut them in two, and arranged the halves opposite each other. But the birds he didn't cut in half. Because you remember in the Noah's Ark part when I was like, this book is weirdly obsessed with the birds? Like he brought 7 pairs of every bird. Like, we're not defiling a pigeon by cutting it in half. Oh my God. That thing stays whole because it's special.
What the fuck?
Then birds of prey came down on the carcasses, but Abram drove them away.
What? We'll be back after another break. I need to smoke cigarettes, weed.
Then Abram fell
PCP.
into a deep sleep, and a thick and dreadful darkness came over him.
Yeah, no shit. No fucking shit. A thick and dreadful darkness came over you, you bastard. You just cut a bunch of animals in half and then like feng shuied them. But you left the birds and you had to drive off a bunch of other birds of prey because they were like, oh, you just killed a bunch of animals. We want to eat them. We're vultures. That's what we do. You're like, no, get back. Get back. These are my dead animals arranged in a beautiful way to... What the fuck is this? This took a real turn. This took a...
This is why we waited till after the break.
You did this on purpose?
Kind of.
Oh, my God, dude.
Then the Lord said to him, know for certain that for 400 years your descendants will be strangers in a country not their own, and they will be enslaved and mistreated there. But I will punish the nation they serve as slaves, and afterwards they will come out with great possessions. You, however, will go to your ancestors in peace and be buried at a good old age. In the 4th generation, your descendants will come back here, for the sin of the Amorites has not yet reached its full measure. When the sun had set and darkness had fallen, a smoking firepot with a blazing torch appeared and passed between the pieces, like of the animals. On that day, the Lord made a covenant with Abram and said, to your descendants, I give this land from the Wadi of Egypt to the great river of the Euphrates, and the land of the Kenites, Kenizzites, Cadmonites, Hittites, Perizzites, Rephatites, Amorites, Canaanites, Girgashites, and Jebusites.
Yo, fuck this book. Yo, fuck this fucking book, dude. Like, before I was trying to be all mild-mannered and be like, I have a couple questions about this part. No, this is bullshit, because none of this makes any sense. I don't understand. You can tell me what happened. Like, I'm going to read it, and this one I'm going to be more confused, because, like, so far, what I got out of this whole fucking shit is that Abram killed a couple animals who had to be exactly 3 years old, because, okay, and then he didn't kill birds.
Uh-huh.
The birds were just there.
Yeah. Well, no, he killed the birds. He just cut them in half.
Oh.
Yeah.
Cool.
Uh-huh.
Killed the birds,
Yep.
kept them whole because birds. And then I have no fucking clue. I have no idea what happened.
There's no way to break all of this down. I just want to do 2 things, and then we're going to move on.
Is that all of, is that like the rest of 15? You go
Yeah,
15,
pretty
9,
much.
and then the rest of it?
Yeah.
Because this is, what the fuck happened?
Yeah.
I was lost.
I just want to do
that.
2 things here, and then we're going to move on, okay?
Okay.
Number 1, it breaks it up with a lot of other descriptions and shit, but basically the interaction between God and Abram in this section is Abram going, hey, God, like, how do I know you're going to do this stuff for me?
What stuff? Like give him all the land and shit he asked for?
Yeah. And then God says, well, do me a favor, sacrifice these animals. And Abram does it. And then he falls asleep, and God appears in his room and goes, 'cause that's why. Like
That doesn't make any sense.
But verse 12, know
Okay,
for
okay.
certain, or
Verse 12, okay.
yeah, or I'm sorry, 14. I will punish the nations they serve as slaves, and afterwards they will come out with great possessions. So like he sacrificed the animals and then falls asleep, and then God goes, I promise.
And now shall go to thy fathers in peace, and shalt be buried in a good old age. But in the 4th generation they shall come hither again for the iniquity of the... Oh, that's what you were saying.
Yeah.
This doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make sense because God's like, well, like, just so you know, like, the next 400 years for your kids are going to suck.
But
I'm
why?
like, because God's a prick and he won't step in and do shit that fucking fixes anything. That's what I'm saying. Like, he knows all this shit's going to happen and he could stop it, but he's just like, eh.
Like, I get why Christians cherry pick.
No.
Because
you have to.
You don't want this God.
You
This
have
God
to.
sucks.
No. Yeah.
Because because this Bible, again, if we take this Bible not as a joke, because we're not trying to. This is a very important book to a lot of people, and I am genuinely trying to understand what's in here, and that's why I want to do this show.
Right.
And you're trying to point out exactly what's in this book to do that exact same thing.
Yeah.
So this book is extremely important to a shit ton of people.
Yeah. I think that more than 50% of this country claims to be Christian on some level.
For sure. I think it's very, very high
It's probably
percentage.
70.
Yeah. Like some sort of sect of Christianity.
Yeah.
And this shit right here, right? Like looking at it objectively is a horrible God. It's a terrible God. It's a bad God.
Yeah.
So if you want to cherry pick this out, that's fine. That makes sense to me.
Yeah.
But it's in here. It is right the fuck there. Do it. Like for real. 15, 9
Through
to
18.
21. To
Yeah,
18.
21. Yeah, 21.
Dude, 15, 9 to 21. And like it won't make fucking sense. And when it does, you're like, why is he doing that? Why is he just hey, Abram. I am Abram.
No?
I want to know for sure that you are going to fulfill your promises to me.
Okay, so the
How
first
would
thing,
how would I do that? What do I have to do? How would I do for your love?
the first thing I need you to do is sacrifice several small animals to me.
Done.
Okay.
Got it.
Sleep.
I don't. What? Why did I? But like,
You basically just had a PTSD dream, and then it was fucking
right? Like this is all. This is fucked up. This is fucked up. It's not cool. Like maybe back in the day when they wrote this, and you could just kill animals and then like rearrange them in a cool way because you didn't fucking have season 2 of Stranger Things. Like you could just do that. But like, could we get a Bible too? Could someone write?
well, that's kind of what the New Testament is.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah. Well,
Could we get a Bible 3? This one's bad. I don't like this one.
let me tell you just a straight.
Look how far we are into it. And I hate it. This is mean. All of this is mean that we've read so far. I'm sure there's some really dope shit in here. Like when we get to the Jesus stuff.
You're reaching
what
hard,
book
man.
is Jesus in? There's no book of
Matthew,
Jesus.
Mark, Luke, and John.
The most boring names, because Genesis is a dope ass name. Amos, that's a dope name. Ezekiel, dope. Jeremiah, Psalms, Kings 2.
Second Kings. There's 2 books of Kings.
It's 2 books of Kings. What is that word?
Deuteronomy.
Deuteronomy. That should have been the name of the show. It's called Dude. Deuteronomy. You fucked up. This sounds like a breakup podcast.
Oh yeah, we're breaking up with the bullshit.
Hey, look at that. We got a slogan now.
Yeah.
Breaking up with the bullshit. 'Cause
I'm gonna tell you one more story, and then I'm gonna.
that last story fucking sucked.
I know we're gonna.
I am tired.
this one sucks too, but in a funnier, way.
That was just a fucked up story.
I'm gonna leave you.
We shouldn't do 3-hour episodes.
We should
This is what
do
happens.
5-hour episodes.
This is what happens when we do 3-hour episodes.
We'll break it up. That way we'll have 2 episodes.
Oh, do you want to do this as like a 2-parter?
We could.
I
think we'll have to. Honestly.
Ooh. Side note.
Yep.
Edit this part out.
Okay.
I do want to talk to you about things I want edited out. If you could like send me a file and I'll listen to it before you're done editing.
Yeah.
Because there's stuff I do want taken out. The last episode, there was like one thing. It wasn't too bad, but I was like, I was a bit hungover and I just kind of said some dumb shit.
I understand. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. I mean, I can bounce the audio today, and you can have it. Like, just tell me like
I'll
time
listen back
markers.
to it. Cool,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Okay.
So
So
I've got one more. So if we're gonna do this as a 2-parter, I've got one more story, and then we can get to the next thing if you want, or we can call it. It's
no,
up to
we
you.
can keep going. I like the place I'm in right now. and
Okay.
you don't have work for a few hours.
I don't.
So let's
What time
just.
is it?
It's like 3:45.
No, it's like 3:20.
What?
Good, yeah.
I am so tired.
Okay. So
This takes
a lot out
this
of
takes
us.
a lot out of it.
Yeah.
I hope
so-
you guys are taking breaks and smoke the most weed you can. I'm sure
Or
this
CBD.
I'm sure this is great when you're not sober.
I mean, I'm not.
I've had so many beers and
I know.
they have
Haven't
done,
done anything?
I'm just dehydrated.
Yeah.
I'm just
So Abram still doesn't have any kids. Chapter 16.
I thought wasn't he supposed to get kids at this point?
Yeah, God promised that he would.
Oh yeah, is that what the sleepy dream was about? Like
Yeah.
part of it was
He's like,
about
I
him
promise
like
you'll have kids.
you'll have land and kids and shit, and
Yeah.
he's just like, you will.
Yeah.
Woke up and he's like, I still don't though, so
Yeah.
that's weird.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Cool. Thanks for your empty words, God.
Mhm.
So, Abram's wife goes to Abram, and she's like, "Hey, you know how I can't have kids?
Yeah, I'm aware of that. Sorry.
Yeah. I mean, it's just it's this way it is. I've got a servant. You should just fuck her.
Yeah, all right.
Cool.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Neat.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that.
Cool. I said you should.
Did you want to like be there for it or
Nah.
okay?
Yeah.
I'd rather you not.
Yeah, that makes sense. Her servant's name is Hagar. So I just keep calling
Hagar
her-
the lady.
So I just keep calling her Sammy in my head.
Good. You actually put Sammy down in parentheses.
Because I knew if I just wrote Sammy, I'd forget what her name was. So Abram bangs her, and Hagar gets pregnant. Shocker. And then Hagar turns into a real bitch. And Sarai goes to Abram and she says, "This is all your fault. You did this to me."
I got it.
I know.
I got it.
know.
For this part, I have to.
I know.
The rest of it was like the last story about the fucking God dream was bullshit.
16, like 4 or 5.
Oh, Hagar was Egyptian, in case you were wondering.
Oh, I didn't say that in mine.
It says it in mine. Mine's worse. Don't.
No, let me.
Mine's worse.
Chapter 16, verse 5. Then Sarai said to Abram, "It's all your fault. Now this servant of mine is pregnant, and she despises me, though I myself gave her the privilege of sleeping with you. The Lord will make you pay for doing this to me."
Ooh, that's fantastic. Can I read you mine? Because mine is almost better. 16:5?
Yeah.
I'm going to start at 16:4.
Okay.
It's 16:4 going into 16:5.
Yeah.
And he went in unto Hagar, and she conceived. Oh, that's gross. That is so gross. Okay. He slipped it in. She took it. And when she saw that she had conceived, her mistress was despised in her eyes. And Sarai said unto Abram,
I'm excited.
"My wrong be upon thee. I have given my maid into thy bosom. And when she saw that she had conceived, I was despised in her eyes. The Lord judge between me and thee. My wrong be upon thee." That is the dopest thing I've ever heard.
Are you ready to hear something doper? Abram looks at his wife and he's like, "She's basically your property. Do whatever you want. I don't give a shit."
What the fuck? What?
It's the next verse.
Dude, this is like some dope. This is a good fight. This is the best fight I've heard in the Bible.
You basically own her. I don't give a fuck what you do.
But Abram said unto Sarai, "Behold, thy maid is in thy hand. Do to her as it pleaseth." And when Sarai dealt hardly with her, she fled from her face?
Like Sammy runs away.
Okay, I
She's just
thought
like, "Fuck this
Sarai
shit."
ran away for a second.
No. So she runs away, and then she goes out into the desert or whatever, and an angel of God appears, and he's like, "Hey, what's up?"
Hold on.
Yeah,
Wait. Let's talk about how this started.
Uh-huh.
This story, Sarai, Abram can't have kids. Sarai says, "Go have a kid with Hagar." Abram's like, "All right, I call her Sammy, but that's cool." And so he does. Sammy becomes kind of an asshole.
Yeah.
Doesn't like Sarai anymore for whatever reason, because men wrote this book and don't know how women work. And so now Sarai's upset, saying, "Hey, you fucked this bitch, and now this bitch hates me, and you fucked up." And fucking Abram's just like, "Cool."
Yeah.
They're not like, "We wanted a kid."
Yeah.
They are. I hate Abram.
Uh-huh.
Sarai's not doing great, but
yeah, but
it's hard to take her for her word, because that's not her word. That's a dude's word.
Right.
They wanted a kid.
Yeah.
And she's like, "We can have a kid if we have Sammy here."
Yeah.
And then Sammy just waddles in because her name is Hagar, and I just imagine she's like 1,000 pounds. And no Hagar is under 275 pounds.
I think that's accurate. Yeah,
legally.
Yeah. The average is like 5.
What the fuck are they gonna? What happened to the kid? They want the kid?
Yeah, they do want the kid, but they don't want the bitchy.
Then take the kid. Hagar's a fucking maid.
Yeah.
In those days, she's less than property.
Yeah.
Like she's
Yeah.
less
She's
than
basically
a
a
cattle
broom.
because they can't eat the cattle.
Yeah.
They can't eat Hagar. So
Right.
like
Yeah.
she's garbage.
Yeah,
She's garbage meat.
She runs away,
Fair. I don't
Yeah.
blame her.
and then an
She's
angel
had a hard
pops in,
time. Okay.
and he's like, "Hey, what's up?"
Mm-hmm.
And Hagar's like, "Fucking this lady that owns me is a crazy bitch." And the angel's like, "You should go back anyways and submit to her." And then he's like, "I'm gonna give you lots of kids, like more than you can count." And then he says,
Do people want kids in these days?
Yeah,
do
they do.
people really want kids? Because that's not how it is now.
"No, it's not."
Kids
And
are
then he
gross.
announces to her that she's pregnant.
Okay. All right. Okay, fine.
And then and then the angel says that she has to name the kid Ishmael because he will be a wild and free spirit that is at odds with his brothers. And then in verse 13, it turns out it was God, not an angel. And then she called him the one who sees me. Abram was 86.
Abram was 86?
86. Like he was the age of 86.
Oh, we work in a restaurant. You can't. You can't say 86.
No, you can't.
This is dumb.
No?
This is all dumb.
Mm-hmm.
This is dumb.
That's stupid.
This is so dumb. I don't. What the fuck?
I don't know, man.
I didn't think I would be as angry as you when we were reading this. I'm so tired. This is bad. This is bad. This is bad. I'm not trying to hurt feelings. This is bad. I don't like it. I don't like it. This is dumb. And the angel of the Lord said unto her, return to thy mistress and submit thyself under her hands. Fuck you. How about that? How about you suck my fucking mistress dick, bitch? I ain't doing it. Fuck you. God sucks. This is a bad one. You got a bad God here. Can we get to the New Testament? Can we skip to Deuteronomy?
No.
Oh, this is the worst.
We got so much more good shit to do.
We had to skip stuff, right? Or no? We can't skip anything.
I don't wanna.
We can't. This is for the purpose is to understand what's in the Bible. We can't just fucking skip things. Yeah. We have to get through it. This hurts my heart, though. Because I think we gotta. Like I've always thought the Bible was like full of stories that were supposed to teach you lessons about how to be a better person.
No,
there's been no stories in here on how to be a better person. There's been no legit parables. Like I've always thought the story of Adam and Eve was to show why people can't live in a perfect world because people aren't perfect. And that always made sense to me, and it was kind of inspirational. And I don't disagree with that here. It's dumb, but I don't disagree with it because people do suck. Yeah. People are the worst. Yeah. We work in the service industry. Mm-hmm. We see the worst of the people all the time. Yeah. I see people do dumb shit. People say stupid shit. People are assholes, especially when they come to a city like ours. Mm-hmm. They come to Nashville. They're tourists. They come in, and they have the mentality of, well, I'm never going to see these people again, so I don't have to be polite. Yeah. Which is the worst mentality. It is. If you've ever gone on a vacation and you say, I'm never going to see these people again, so I'm going to be an asshole. Fuck you. If you've gone on vacation and said, I'm never going to see these people again, so I'm going to get as drunk as possible, fuck you. Okay? Because I see you and I remember you and I hate you. And this book I genuinely thought was going to teach me something about humankind and decency. And so far, it's just really just the misadventures of a angry dude who's called God. He's just bored. He's just bored. He made everything and he's bored with it. Yeah. Fuck you, man. It's God, I've become that. I was aggressive. That was an aggressive atheist thought. And I'm not an atheist. It's not. It's this book. These stories suck. I'm sure there's a lot of good in here, but we gotta get to it, you know?
Next week on We Need to Talk, Sodom and Gomorrah. And some other stuff.
Sodom and Gomorrah's next.
I tried so hard to get there for you today.
We could get there.
I mean, we can try. Because we got like a chapter before we get there.
Oh, nope.
Yeah.
What's that chapter of?
Abram is named Abraham. Circumcision. Sarai is named Sarah.
Oh no, we're getting into it.
We're getting into it?
We're getting into it.
Okay, let me get into the beer.
Woo, baby. All right.
The paranoia setting in. I'm triple checking everything. Make sure what
How long
is life?
Too long. How long? I'm gonna find out. How long is the book of Genesis? What? Stop. Oh, man. Oh, man.
I don't know. I think the new catchphrase for this show
is not okay, fine?
Well, I feel like that's the tagline.
Okay, fine.
The catchphrase is.
I should have been saying okay, fine a lot more for this episode. I'd be a lot less angry.
Too broken.
Yeah, no, I needed to just accept things.
The catchphrase for the show is breaking up with the bullshit. We
Breaking up.
decided because I think that's fantastic.
Breaking up the bullshit or breaking up with the Bible?
Breaking up with the bullshit because this is not the only religious text we're going to do.
That's true. And we're not breaking up with the Bible. We're breaking up with the bullshit
In the Bible.
of the Bible.
Yeah.
There are 50 chapters in Genesis. We are on 16. I just found that out.
Upset.
For those of you at home who fucking knew, thanks for telling me. For those of you who didn't, we're angry and heartbroken together. Let's get through it. We got to move along because I'm getting angry.
These next few we can do kind of quick, and I don't really have notes for the Sodom and Gomorrah thing because I know it pretty well, and there's just a few things I want to point out.
We're starting at 16:1?
17.
Oh, we're in 17. Oh, yeah, that was the whole
Yeah.
Hagar. Remember Hagar?
Yeah,
That was
Sammy.
fun. Sammy Hagar. Isn't that a Van Halen person?
Yeah.
Oh, is that where you did it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Abram's 99.
Okay. Okay, fine.
God pops in
He does that.
and tells Abram, I will make you a mighty nation.
That's not what he says in mine.
What does he say in yours? 16:2?
Oh,
17:2.
I'm doing 17:1. He said he likes to declare that I am the Almighty God.
Oh, yeah. No, he says that in mine too, but just like whatever.
Shut the fuck up. We know who you are. He's been in Abraham's life for a lot. I'm sorry, he's not Abram. Been in Abram's life like in 7. Any major crossroad, Abram has seen God.
Yeah.
We know who the fuck you are.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Chapter 5 or verse 5 of chapter 17 is one of my favorite lines. What's more, I will change your name. Fucking all right, Steve Jobs, calm the fuck down. One more thing.
Yeah. All right.
Change his name to Abraham. That means millions of descendants because he couldn't have just changed Abram's name to mean that.
Nope. He's not God.
Ah, I see how you did the thing.
That was fun.
Yeah,
Gotta have fun.
you gotta. Not doing this though.
Woo, baby. Getting through it.
God says he's going to make a covenant with Abraham, I'm sorry now. And essentially the covenant is like, hey, I'm going to make you, like you're going to have lots of kids and you're going to be like the father of millions and generations and all that
Sure.
stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
That's the
Fine.
promise. And then the human beings have to keep their side of the promise. And the way they're going to show that they're keeping their side of the promise, like they're being faithful to God, like, and the way they show their part of the.
Every time they're
Side.
faithful to God, something bad happens.
Yeah. So, the way they show their faith to God this time is by cutting off part of their penis.
Yeah, that's the bad thing. That's a bad thing. What?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Verse 9.
we all know circumcision. Some of us feel like it's
Verse 10.
unethical to do to babies.
It's 100% unethical to do babies.
It's not great, but a lot of people are very adamant about it, and it makes me uncomfortable.
It makes me very uncomfortable because the only reason they're adamant about it is because that's what I went through.
Yeah, no, actually,
no
this
actual-
is actually very convenient time to do this. There was this dude who I've known for a minute. He used to do comedy in the Nashville comedy scene. I'm not gonna say his name because he doesn't do comedy anymore. But he got oddly into circumcision.
Like thinking that everybody on the planet should be circumcised.
He posted this yesterday. Yeah, he posted it at around 2:00 yesterday in the afternoon. These people trying to ban abortion, and the whole thing going on in Alabama right now with that whole fucking bullshit. In case you don't know what's happening right now, or you're not it's terrible.
Yeah.
These people trying to ban abortion are the same people who clip the tips off their babies' dicks because they're Christian, in quotes, even though it's a traditional Jewish rite. By these people, I mean morons. Could you not make abortion about your dick being the way it is, dude? Fuck you. It's not it's like that shit. But okay, so that aside, it's weird. I never read the part of the Bible where they talk about penises
That's
being
exciting. I thought I assume you know all this stuff because I know all of it, and I'm realizing now you don't know any of this shit.
I have not read this book. I have not read this book at all.
Fun fact.
Mm-hmm.
A moil
Oh, I know. I know. That's not. I don't want to do that.
Dick sucking?
I don't want to.
Do you know about the dick sucking?
I'm aware of it. Some
Okay.
babies get herpes because the mohel has herpes. I don't want to talk about it.
Okay, I just want to make sure you knew about that. So back in verse 10 of chapter 17.
17:10. This is my covenant, which ye shall keep between me and you and thy seed after thee. Every man child you shall be circumcised. And ye shall circumcise the flesh of your foreskin, and it shall be a token of the covenant betwixt me and you.
Yeah.
And
God made a mistake. He doesn't like the extra skin on the dick. And so he's just kind of passing it off. You know, you guys take care of it. It's a buddy thing. I think buddies do for each other. We're buddies.
they're talking a lot about circumcision.
Yeah,
in
it's
this book.
it's the whole section. Like that's what it says. The sign of circumcision.
Yeah, it does. My chapters don't have labels above them.
It's probably for the best.
It really is.
Yeah.
This is awful. This is terrible.
I mean,
now I'm not. I'm angry. Okay, I'm just gonna close.
Servants in the household,
I want-
regardless of whether they were born in the household or whether they were purchased, also have to be circumcised.
Oh my god.
Um, so I guess that's kind of cool because they're part of God's like super special
Is it cool?
people's club.
Is it cool?
No,
Is it cool?
No,
Is this
really.
cool? Is this awesome? Is this great?
I'm just trying to play devil's advocate a little
The
bit.
bedrock of our society.
Your bodies will bear the mark of my everlasting covenant. Anyone refusing to be circumcised will be cut off, ironic terminology,
you really-
from the covenant family for violating the covenant.
Okay.
What you got?
This is a sentence I never thought I'd say, but let me share my feelings on circumcision. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah.
It's a weird thing we do.
Mhm.
It is just weird.
Yeah.
There's no way to look at it where it's not weird.
Yeah.
I don't care.
I
I
just
don't-
feel like you shouldn't do things to babies that they don't need done.
Sure,
You know?
absolutely not. Like if you wanna, I feel like maybe I don't want to think about it. I don't want to think about how to make circumcision okay.
You
But
kind of can.
you kind of, it's a weird thing.
know,
it's
like-
it's
Because I get that it looks like, if we're really going to have this discussion, I get that it looks different than most people right now.
mhm,
But if one generation was just like, hey, this is objectively pointless,
mhm.
then in
I don't
want to
make it a political thing.
No, I'm not trying to
I
make
don't
it-
want to, because I think a lot of people are using it, like the thing I just read.
Oh,
about that
God,
dude.
no, I'm not trying to make
No,
it
no, no,
political.
I'm not
at all.
either.
Yeah.
It's just objectively weird,
Mhm.
and I don't think we should do it. Not because, like, yeah, doing shit to babies is weird. It's
Yeah,
just weird.
that's what
like
I'm
it's
saying.
just weird.
Just like,
it's just weird.
let them be people and then make their decisions about their bodies.
I think it should be free if you want to be circumcised when you come to an age.
But that's the thing is like you
Yeah.
should make that decision for yourself because it's your body.
It should be free. Why the fuck not? It's
Yeah.
weird. It's weird. But
Ladies
you
should
want
have
to
tampons for free too.
Oh yeah, I mean that first. There's a lot of problems. We got a lot of.
a lot
But
of problems.
It's just weird. I'm not gonna make another fucking soapbox stand. It's just weird.
Then God follows up that
Weird.
banger with also your wife's name is Sarah now.
Okay.
Says she's gonna have a kid.
It's a real follow up. Really,
I know,
real
right?
second thought. He gives like fucking verses and verses on how to cut your kid's dick off, right? But then he's like, "Oh, dude, I totally forgot, Sarah." Anyway, back to the penis mutilation.
You want to know how I named her?
I have to, don't I? You're gonna tell me regardless.
I was just making an Adam fucked everything joke.
Ah, damn.
Because angels fucked people and made superheroes too. Remember that?
I do remember that. That was the best part of that. That's been the best part of the Bible.
That's where the whole thing's up.
Oh, I really wish we could go back to the Giants.
I know.
That was great.
I know.
This is a weird book. There are giants in the Bible, and there's penis cutting offing, and pointless stories about sheep, and two different shepherds going their separate ways. What the fuck?
So then, God's like, yeah, she's gonna be like the mother of kings,
Oh, that's
and
cool.
Abraham's like, that's cool, but like we're old, and like, what's the deal? And God's
He's
like,
96,
yeah,
90?
99,
Okay.
99.
99.
And then God's like, well, I'm God, I can pull it off, And
Is he making them live to 900 again after he stopped it? Because I'm gonna be furious.
he hasn't really said numbers at the, like they're just picking random numbers to bring up, like random ages.
Okay.
And then God's like, hey, you're gonna have a kid in like a year. Like it'll be about a year.
I thought she was
like,
barren.
This time next year. Yeah, well that like he's like that's the whole I'm God thing. Like I'm just like she's still gonna
Oh.
Yeah.
Even though she's 90 and she's been
right.
barren her
yeah.
whole life.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then
where's
also,
Hagar at?
Well, actually, he brings that up, and he says
shit.
that the kid that Abram had with Hagar, he's still gonna bless that kid. Like he's still gonna have a good life and like lots of descendants and stuff.
Oh, that's nice.
But the kid that Sarah has is gonna be like a special kind of special, where he's gonna be like more generations or whatever.
That seems like the most fair thing that's happened
so far. Yes,
This is like the
It's like-
most even Steven
it's
shit.
like the Abram and Lot conversation. Like it's the most reasonable thing that's happened so far in the book.
Yeah. That was the most boring reasonable. This is actual like logistical
Yeah.
shit I was worried
Just
about.
like, hey, that's nothing is this kid's fault. So like we're gonna take care of him too. But like,
And Hagar got reasonably upset, I think.
Yeah.
The situation.
Yeah.
She didn't really want to be involved, and
No.
she kind of had to because she was a slave.
right?
And so the kid's gonna be blessed.
Yeah.
Just like
That's
like
cool.
a half blessing.
Yeah,
Which is nice.
it's still something.
It's better than not being blessed. Better than being cursed.
Better than
'Cause
having your dick cut off.
these-
Shit.
there's been so many people that's been cursed in this book. And this is like
Better than being cursed for making an honest mistake because you were lied to.
a half blessing is really just
Kind of all you could ask for.
it's asking for way too much so far in this book. He's killed the earth like twice already.
So Abram was hanging out outside his tent one day and saw 3 people. And he ran up to him and was like, hey, why don't you fucking hang out and we'll make you food and wash your feet? And they're like, cool. And go do the things you said you were going to do, like make us food. And so I'm not making any of this up. I don't know if you want to double check.
Nope,
any
I'm
of
good.
it.
I am okay. This is all I believe every word you're saying. What's
You
the
should,
point? It's
yeah. So Abraham goes back to his wife and he's like, hey, make some bread, get our best calf and like butcher it and like make dinner for these people. I don't know why. At the very beginning of it, it says that the Lord appeared to Abraham, but then it says 3 strangers appeared in the field and Abraham ran up to them. So I don't know if we're supposed to just infer that those are God. It's weird.
Maybe mine makes more sense. It definitely doesn't. It
definitely doesn't.
No, absolutely not.
So yeah, so he goes. She does a bunch of shit for him, and she makes food and brings it out to him. And obviously, she's a woman, so she's not allowed to be anywhere near them. And so he's talking to him, and he overhears Abram and the 3 men talking, and they say, "Where's your wife?" And he's like, "She's in the tent making food." And they're like, "Cool. Next year, we're
Wait,
gonna."
they're still intense?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Well, because God
What about
fucked
the
all their shit up.
tower?
Yeah, no, God fucked their shit up.
Ah,
Yeah. So the strangers are like, "Hey, where's your wife?" He's like, "She's in the tent." And they're like, "Cool. So we're gonna come back about this time next year. And she's gonna have a kid." And she chuckles to herself and goes, "Man, I'm super old. Like that kind of seems impossible. Like why? Seems like a weird thing to say, right?" And then God shows up and he's like, "Hey, Abraham, your bitch laughing at me?"
No. She's just
No, I heard that bitch laugh at me.
what? No, dude. No. It was just like what?
No.
No, I swear.
No, I said she was gonna have a kid, and she was like,
What? No. It was just like a.
I am God.
We know that. You don't have to say it every time. You know how we've hung out.
And I quote, why did Sarah laugh? Why did she say, can an old woman like me have a baby? Is there anything too hard for the Lord?
God, are you drunk?
Pretty much all the time.
So what happens next?
Sarah was afraid, so she denied that she had laughed. But he said, that is not true. You did laugh. The end of that chapter.
What happens to Sarah though?
I don't know. She probably still has the kid or whatever.
He just had to make a point.
Yeah.
He had to interrupt like a barbecue
Yeah.
just to be like, "I'm God." You laughing at
Bitch,
me?
you laughing?
Like, well,
Well,
no,
fuck you
no,
up.
No, dude, we're cool. Oh, are we cool though? Are we?
Then the men got up from their meal and started on towards Sodom. Abraham went with them part of the way. Should I hide my plan from Abraham, the Lord asked? For Abraham will become a great and mighty nation, and all the nations of the earth will be blessed through him. I've singled him out, so that he will direct his sons and their families to keep the ways of the Lord and do what is right and just. Then I will do for him all that I have promised. So the Lord told Abraham. Basically, God went to Abraham and was like, hey, dude, here's the deal. A bunch of people in a town called Sodom and Gomorrah. I don't know if you heard of it.
Yeah, I mean, Lot was outside Sodom
They're
for a minute.
super evil.
What?
Like, they're the evilest people on the
No, they're not so bad. Like Lot lived in Sodom for a minute. Like they were.
They're really
But what did they do?
The worst. They're just bad.
What'd they do?
They're just bad. They're the worst.
Did they not sacrifice enough?
Oh, it's so much worse than that.
They're just evil. Did they not cut their penises off?
They're just evil, man. So I'm gonna kill them.
What? No.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna just blow up the whole city.
What?
Uh-huh.
No, don't do that.
I'm just gonna blow them up.
Can you stop killing people for like a page?
Well, I'll tell you what. If you go to the city and you find like 100 innocent people, I won't destroy it.
You are the worst.
Yeah, well, I mean, you don't go find those people, you don't want that place to get destroyed. So
why? You could just not do it.
No, they're bad though. They're just super evil.
But they aren't that bad.
They're super bad though.
What'd they do?
Stuff.
Say one thing that they did. Say one fucking. Where are we? 18, 17, 18 chapter verse what? Verse. Well, we're at 18, 20. Okay. Okay, 26. 26.
Let me step out of the. I'll step out of the bit
18,
for a second.
Yeah, just for a second.
So basically,
said if I find in Sodom 50 righteous.
Yeah, Abraham just says like, don't destroy the city. Basically, that bit. Except he's like, God, if I go to the city and find 50 like righteous people, will you spare the city? And God says yes. And Abraham just keeps bargaining him down. He's like, well, what if I find 25? And God's like, fucking fine, okay. He's like, what if I find 10? And like whittles it down to like 5. I think the final number is let's see, what's the final number? 10. The final number is 10.
There's a lot of bargaining.
It is.
It's because, and this language does not make it. Pre-adventure there shall lack 5 of the 50 righteous. Wilt thou destroy all the city for lack of 5? And he said, if I find there 40 and 5, I will not destroy it. And he spake unto him again and said, pre-adventure there shall be 40 found there. And he said, I will not do it for 40's sake. This is the worst.
It is.
Okay, but he didn't say what they did in Sodom or Gomorrah.
So it really just says like they're wicked people, but we'll get to some of the things. And while I do not think that it's super ultra evil,
Is it butt stuff? Is that where sodomy comes from?
kind of, but
Okay.
more than that.
All right.
I don't think it's destroy the entire city worthy, but we also don't really know.
No, it can't be, because
Well, we don't know. We just know about one interaction that's pretty brutal. We're gonna get to really quick.
okay.
So two angels. God sends 2 angels to Sodom, and Lot was there because he lives there.
Yeah, that's where he's from.
And he's like, "Sup, guys?" And they're like, "Hey, we're just hanging out, just like whatever." And he's like, "Oh, cool. Come to my house. Let me wash your feet."
What a nice guy.
Yeah. He's like, "You can stay with me for the night, and get up in the morning as early as you want, late as you want. Get on your way, do your thing, but like, come hang out at my house." And they say, "Oh no, we'll just hang out in the city square for the night,"
Okay.
which is like kind of weird that you would just like want to hang out in this. But like, I mean, like it's nice. There's like, "Oh no, we're good," but Lot's like, "Fuck, come to my house. Like you don't want to be out here." That. And they're like, "Okay, I mean, yeah, sure, I guess, like whatever." So he has a bunch of food made, and they're all enjoying themselves, and they're getting ready to go to bed. And quote, as they were preparing to retire for the night, all the men of Sodom, young and old, came from all over the city and surrounded the house. They shouted to Lot, "Where are the men who came to spend the night with you? Bring them out so we can have sex with them."
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
I'm so happy we're here.
What verse is that in?
Verse 5 of chapter 19. Don't go past it. There's more good stuff.
Oh no, I'll go right to the end of 5. And they called unto Lot and said unto him, Where are the men which came into thee this night? Bring them out unto us, that we may know them. Yours says sex, though, right? Yours says the word sex.
Mine says the word sex.
Yeah, mine's older. It says no. It's the same. It's the same thing. It's the. I need to see the word sex written in the Bible. I need to give me your book. Give me your fucking book. Give me this piece of shit. 5. God damn it! You got this as a Christmas gift.
No.
You got this as a Christmas gift from a girlfriend, a person who genuinely cared about you. This is her way of showing you.
Lot stepped outside to talk to them, shutting the door behind him, and said, Please, my brothers, don't do such wicked things. Look, I have 2 virgin daughters. Do with them as you wish, but leave them
Christ, what are you doing? What?
They are under my protection.
What? What the hell, dude? What is this? Behold, now I have 2 daughters which have not known man. Oh, good. I'm glad we clarified they haven't fucked yet. Let me, I pray you, bring them out unto you, and do ye to them as is good in your eyes. These men have no good in their eyes. Well, they probably, I don't know. It seems judgmental to stop these men. I'm going to blame Lot. I don't like Lot anymore. Lot's an asshole. Because these guys were like, we want sex. We want sex.
With men.
We want sex. Dude, listen, okay? Like, they just wanted to fuck these angels. I'm sure angels are unbelievably pretty. And they were just like, dude, Lot. Like they say it in the Bible, they surrounded the house and demanded. But I bet you it was like, Yo, Lot, you got some tail in there, bro? We saw him. Dude, pass it around,
It
dude.
does say
Let
all
us
of the
in
men
there.
in the city.
I'm sure it was that's like, what, 7 people?
I don't know. They're like big cities at this point, I think.
They're still intense. They're still intense.
How can you knock on the door of a tent? Maybe this is a brick city.
Dude, who's those hot-ass guys you chilling with?
Stand back, the men shouted. Who do you think you are? We let you settle among us, and now you're trying to tell us what to do? We'll treat you far worse than those other men. So now they're threatening to rape Lot to punish him for not letting them bang the angel dudes. So
What? I am so glad that we got here.
I know.
I was like, nah, man, let's push through. It'll be good. It'll be good. It is great. This is amazing. What? What is happening? What the fuck is going on? Behold, now I have 2 daughters which have not known man. Fuck these pussies. Man. Don't fuck my angels. Fuck my daughters. Man, they really don't care about women at all in this book. Listen, if you ever feel like we haven't come a very far way as a society,
we've come some ways.
I'm not gonna say it took us. It took us a long
Wasn't
time.
fast.
No, it was slow. It was a slow burn. But this is bad. This is very mean towards women.
Oh God.
How could you be a woman and be Christian? I am sorry. But is that a hard stance? Because this is offensive. Does it get better in the New Testament?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay, all right. Because this is a hard sell.
It's harder here.
What?
It doesn't get much better.
It gets worse.
I said it doesn't get much better.
Oh, I think it was about like upcoming verses.
No. I mean, they just threatened to fuck the shit out of Lot, like as like revenge for Yeah.
We want sex with men
Unwillingly.
without consent. We want to do it in any way, shape, or form.
Oh God damn. So they lunged at Lot and began to break down the door.
These are the horniest people who've ever existed. have a bunch of horny, angry bastards. Oh my God! Yeah, burn this city to the ground. It's almost as bad as Philadelphia.
But the angels reached out and pulled Lot in and bolted the door. Then they blinded the men of Sodom so they couldn't find the doorway.
Oh, what happened? What?
So everybody's like trying to break down the door to get that sweet fucking butt loving action.
Yeah, you want that angel pussy.
And then like Lot was outside his front door, like guys back off. And then the
Mhm.
angels like reached out and pulled him inside, and then they did some blinding flash of light and like blinded all the assaulters.
Oh, that's pretty dope.
Yeah, that's cool. And they asked Lot if he had any other relatives in the city, and said, "Get anybody that you care about and get the fuck out of here, because we're blowing this place to the ground tomorrow." And so Lot grabbed everybody together. Lot rushed out to tell his daughters, who I'm sure had a super high faith in him at this point.
You woke them up in the middle of the night so they could get gang banged by a bunch of horny, angry dudes.
Girls. I know that I just tried to give you up to be raped. I
Yeah,
understand.
yeah,
I understand.
no.
I understand. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
we need to go now. You need to pack your shit and come with me.
Where else am I gonna go?
I don't know, but we just have to leave.
I hate you.
I understand that.
You almost had me get raped by an entire.
Worst things are going to happen to
city.
you later that you don't know about. We just need to move on.
Then why don't I just stay here and die?
That's a valid point, but you don't in the story, so you can't.
All right.
Yeah, let's go.
Oh, fuck. I
Cool.
hate- This is. Can I
Yeah.
have a different story?
I wish.
Yeah, we all do.
At dawn the next morning, the angels became insistent. "Hurry," they said to Lot. "Take your wife and your 2
He
daughters."
still hasn't left by morning. What do you do? Fucking take a break from packing? What does he have to pack? Like,
Take a quick nap. Have
like
some coffee,
6 rocks.
Grab a snack.
Ooh, this is my favorite rock. I'm gonna put that over here. And you know what? You know, I have. You guys ever hung out in this corner of the tent? Oh, you have, because it's a tent.
Yeah. I think it's real cities by now, but it doesn't say it.
It doesn't.
They say, "Get out of here, and or else you'll be caught in the destruction of the city." Lot still hesitated.
Why?
I don't know.
Okay.
The angel seized his hand in the hands of his wife and 2 daughters and rushed them to safety outside the city, for the Lord was merciful. They said, "Run for your lives, don't look back, escape to the mountains, or you will die." And then Lot says, "Don't send me to the mountains, because disaster would catch me there and I would die. There's a small village nearby. Can I go live there?" And God's
You
like, "Yeah, sure,
fucking
that's fine."
Bargaining.
Yeah, basically. Like, as the city's being destroyed, she's like, "Can I just go to the city? I want to go live in the mountains." And God's like, "Yeah, that's fine. I don't give a shit." So they let him go over there.
Oh, I should stop reading because I keep
Yeah.
accidentally. It's got like titles above it. I keep reading
Yeah.
ahead. Like, what's the sin of Lot's daughter? It's not gonna be good.
It's not. It's bad.
Mm.
Let's see.
I can't believe I'm reading the Bible with somebody. This is ridiculous. It's like a Sunday school, but
But drunker
oh yeah. Well, probably not.
for me.
Yeah, not for me.
So yeah, they go to the city that's small, and God's like, "Yeah, you can hang out there." And he destroyed the cities. But as they were running away, Lot's wife looked back at the city, and she turned into a pillar of salt. Because God said, "Don't look at the city." Next morning, Abraham was up early, and he hurried out to the place where he had stood in the Lord's presence. He looked across the plain to see Sodom and Gomorrah and saw the columns of smoke. But God had listened to Abraham's request and kept Lot safe.
So Lot doesn't turn into a pillar of salt.
No,
even?
he didn't look back at the city.
But he's looking at it now.
No, it was Abraham.
So Abraham's not a pillar of salt because. Oh, because men are people.
Yeah.
Whew, okay. This is a hard sell.
We got like 6 more verses. We're almost
All
done
right.
with this.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you for sticking this out.
This
if you did.
is-
This is rough.
Oh man, I am. Listen, doing this for you guys. It is 4:30. We have.
We're working an hour and a half. Let's get some
Thank you
water.
so much for listening.
Yeah.
This has been fun, despite what my everything says. This has been a great
It's
time.
been a good stuff.
6 verses. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Finish line.
So,
Insight.
let's finish strong.
Let's get it.
Lot left Zoar because he was afraid of the people there, and he went to live in a cave.
All right.
Took his 2 daughters
Sure.
with him. 'Cause whatever.
The sacrifices.
Yeah.
Do they have names?
Nope.
Okay.
One day, the older daughter said to her sister, "See, no names.
Gee, all right.
There isn't a man anywhere in the entire area for us to marry, and father will soon be too old to have children. Come, let us get him drunk with wine, and then we'll sleep with him. That way we will preserve our family line through our father." So that night they got him drunk, and the older daughter went in and slept with her father. He was unaware of her lying down or getting up again. The next morning, the older daughter said to her younger sister, "I slept with our father last night. Let's get him drunk with wine again tonight, and you go in and sleep with him. That way our family line will be preserved." So that night they got him drunk again, and the younger daughter went in and slept with him. As before, he was unaware of her lying down or getting up. So both of Lot's daughters became pregnant by their father. When the older daughter gave birth to her son, she named him Moab. He became the ancestor of the nations now known as the Moabites. When the younger daughter gave birth to a son, she named him Ben-Ami. He became the ancestor of the nation now known as the Ammonites.
Those were a heavy 6 verses.
I'm playing a bunch of shows in June.
That sounds very exciting.
I've got like 2 or 3 shows all over town. I'm playing.
What verses were those?
It was chapter 19. Like the
Okay, I'll read the end of chapter 19.
Yeah. 19:30 to 37.
In this, they don't even say get to know him. They say let's lie with him.
Yeah.
Yep. In the past and the morrow, the firstborn said unto the younger. Really didn't even give these poor ladies names.
No, just the younger and the older.
Father drink wine that night also. And he perceived not when she lay down. When she arose.
Do you have any shows coming up?
Yeah, I have some shows coming up. If you wanna.
What the fuck is this? Fuck you! This is awful.
This is so bad. This is so bad. This is so. I hate it. This hurts. This hurts. This is the Bible. Like, I never threw this book away in the past, 13 years I've had it.
Yeah.
Because my grandmother gave it to me, and it always gave me the heebie-jeebies when I wanted to throw it away.
Right.
I should throw away 10 of these. I should go find Bibles and just throw them away. People are like, dude, you can't throw away your Bibles. Do you know what's in here? Do you have any idea? Oh, my God. Damn.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. What the hell, motherfucker? All of the religious slurs.
Yeah, all of them.
This is... What? The fuck? And that comes back to bite them later, I'm assuming.
Probably.
It said at the top, Lot's daughter sins or something.
Oh yeah,
sin of Lot's daughter.
I'm sure. I'm sure.
This is the worst. This is a lot. This is very heavy.
Oh.
I need to listen. We need to talk. This has been an episode of We Need to Talk with Quinlan and Jasper.
Hello,
Jasper and Quin.
Follow me on Instagram.
Yeah,
Colorcast Cinema. Follow the podcast and the YouTubes. It's We Need to Talk. What's up with WNTT on Instagram?
I am Captain Sweetbeard on Instagram. That's CAPT Sweetbeard. This episode has been a lot.
It's been a lot. Like and subscribe and stuff, and tell people.
Go
Tell people
lay in a
about it.
hammock.
Yeah.
Go swim in a pool.
Do this to somebody else. Like share this with somebody else so they can feel your pain.
Yeah, this is. You need to.
You don't need to do this alone.
I couldn't. I think I've never read this book because I'm sure I've picked it up a couple times and tried.
Yeah.
But it's just so poorly written and dense. And like yours is written actually very nicely and it's easy to digest. Mine is the King James version, and
it hurts.
It's the most popular one, I think, and it is. Thank you so much. I'm going to do something. I don't know what. I'm tired. We've been recording a long time. This hurts. Wow. We'll be back.
We're back.
We're not done.
We're not done.
Can't keep a good band down.
Well, can't fuck a stranger If somebody stops you.
Can't find a stranger in the Alps, Larry, you know?
Yeah. All right.
No.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Goodbye.
much. You guys have been the
Get
best.
some rest.
This is we need to talk and we're done. This is
it.
Goodbye.
Yeah.
We're done.
No,
I
goodbye.
can't.
Thank you. That's it. That's the end.
I really
That's
appreciate it. I
No,
sound like
God,
I don't,
yeah.
but I'm just gonna.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Wow,
Oh.
that is
So much.
oh, it is so much. It just hurts. Why does it hurt so bad? Why? Is it because this is the bedrock of our society?